Welcome back to a brand new, exciting episode of Video Ditch. It's been a few weeks, but the boys are back. It's me, Sam, and Nick, and viewers. Listeners won't see this, but viewers might see that we got another person on the mic, another person within the field of view of the camera. Actually, it's shocking. In a Video Ditch first, two humans side by side. We got Nick and Jake on the mic together. Look at that.
AKA the Flaccid Father.
Yeah, AKA Flaccid Father if you're in the Discord. Don't worry, we'll blur that out. It's fine. Yeah. Anyways, what's the address you're at right now, Nick? Let the viewers know.
Oh yeah, you want the social too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're at Great Grandma's house.
Incredible. You're just house sitting and then
brand
you're...
new third mic.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
Thank you guys for having me. Appreciate it.
And all that entails.
Mm-hmm. He's committed. He's gonna be here every week for the next few weeks for this next slew of interviews we got going on, because we have taken a little break, but we're gonna be back at it every week. Brand new Video Ditch episodes with Jake on the mic, offering
Fresh slop for the hogs.
Yeah, scintillating commentary.
We're just gonna be slopping the trough, and you hogs, you little pigs, you're gonna be slurping it up. You're gonna be drinking it up.
Nice little asthma moment for you right there. Yeah.
Definitely been committed. That's for sure. So,
yeah. How are you, Jake? How have you been since we last spoke?
good. It's been a while.
Stained, yes.
It was well though. Picked up some new games. We've got lots to talk about there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just been been doing my thing. Been good.
Been doing his thing. He's been vibing. Yeah, we're in the dog days of summer. Release schedule's kind of dry. I'll be real. But I guess it's the time of sales and bargains. And Nick seems like he's got a lot of games to let us know about. And personally,
for anyone with a discerning eye.
Mm-hmm. So ready to hear about that. And on my end, I've only been playing a few games, but I do have some recent releases, even recent within the year releases to talk about. So we got that going on.
Curious to hear about your takes on the new Assassin's Creed as well. Because there's been so much more released.
Mirage or whatever.
No, he's talking about Shadows, right?
Oh yeah, Japan.
That's interesting because one of the games I want to talk about is Rise of the Ronin. But we'll get to that.
Sorry.
And then we do have some community Q&A to answer at the end of today's show.
Yeah.
Yep.
Celebrating our newest member.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So many questions.
Yeah.
They want to get to know you.
I can't wait to answer those. Can't wait to see what those are about.
Yeah. Just
burning desire.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Classic formula episode, very low stakes, very casual. But yeah, what have you guys been up to? What did you guys do today? You're together. I'm like, it's still so
strange.
Nick gassed me out of the house.
That's not really relevant.
You're right.
Yeah, we were showing that epic Tamers video. The Yu-Gi-Oh match. She was laughing and laughing.
It was it's peak content. It's the kind of content I hang out with Nick.
It was amazing.
Mm-hmm. He's a tastemaker. He's putting you on to the cool shit. You should be thanking him, frankly.
Good.
Yeah,
I do, Sam. I do.
Because in 2 years, when annoying people are making Tamers references, I'll be like, God damn it, you made this tacky. This was cool once.
True.
All right, and I was there when it was
should
cool.
be for the hip crowd.
I know. I'm gonna be telling people fucking Tamers.
Bartleby? You don't fucking know Bartleby like I know Bartleby. Yeah.
You're on the ground floor. You should be
wonderful.
You should be elated.
So you guys didn't do anything? You're just hanging out at the house?
Yeah.
Yeah, he came
here.
I watched Wings of Redemption crying and laughed at it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, there's a lot of
wow, it's just like the old days. That's very funny. That's very funny.
Nick showing me the most obscure YouTube content on the platform that he had to probably spend many dark nights to even
5 minutes at this point. It's pretty curated.
I guess his
and then it's all at the
it just your fingertips. Slop flows in, my mouth opens wide, and I ingest it.
Yeah. We took a walk. We got some sandwiches.
Yeah. That's good. Full day.
Full day. Very
Productive.
good.
I got my blood taken. Yeah, it was nice.
Oh, look at that. And now you're podcasting to really cap
That's
off
right.
your full day. Nothing's more
Yeah.
fun than getting on the mic with a couple of your bros talking about your favorite things. Wonderful, wonderful. All right. Well, before we jump into game talk, have you guys been watching anything? I have been actually surprisingly watching Lost again.
Oh, really?
So have I.
Really?
I've never seen it before.
Okay.
Joanne's like, "You want to watch Lost?" I was like, "Never seen it."
That's really interesting.
I don't know anything about it. We started watching Lost.
Oh,
and
incredible.
I don't know. Sawyer, I don't trust that guy.
Okay.
He's a big H head, it seems. I like Locke because he put the orange in his mouth. And that's about where I'm at.
Very strange that you liked Locke.
I'm still like season 1, episode 2.
Okay.
And I say my favorite character is Locke because he did the
No
weird
wonder.
shit with the orange.
No
They
wonder.
didn't even introduce most characters till later, so
Oh, really? I have no idea.
Like, the
You
first
have, like-
season is just like introducing characters.
Yeah,
I was
the
gonna say
first
very slow.
Very slow.
the first 12 episodes are like all character introduction. But that's like the juice of Lost is the flashbacks and everything. I watched it as
The
a
guy
kid.
who's like
Right.
very obviously the main character, the alcoholic doctor, is
Jack?
boring to me.
Or Jack.
I don't
Jack,
like him.
Jack is a little boring. He's very of the
Yeah.
time. A lot of the characters are of the time, especially like
He like
Kate.
reminds me of like standard FPS like bland protagonist.
He's even
It's,
got
like,
the
shaved
haircut.
head. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like very 360 box art to me.
No, totally.
To put it
Mhm.
in language that our viewers can understand.
Yeah, Jack Shepard. His name is
Yeah.
Jack Shepard. He could be your
Wow,
character in Mass
literally,
Effect.
yeah, Mass Effect.
Oh, he would actually be great cast as like
As Commander
like
Shepard?
at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At
like,
that
he
time?
would fit that bill. So
Actually,
well.
yeah.
Like,
And he could
fits the
deliver
character.
deliver those lines well, yeah.
Totally.
Acted well.
I mean, his
enough, yeah.
alcoholism already makes him more nuanced.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
Mhm. You just have to play Shepard as an alcoholic to, get that experience. Just be
I could never go renegade. It was tough.
Really? That was the only way it was fun for me.
I'm one of those people who has like a fucking moral breakdown when I have to like
Oh, really?
be a total.
Do you
game.
do
That's
you
hard.
I
replay these games?
I know you
or do
don't,
you?
Nick. You don't have to. I think your audience does as well.
Yeah.
I don't
No,
think
you
they-
enjoy the chaos. We all know Nick enjoys
Yeah,
the
it's
chaos.
funny.
yeah.
Nick loves being the villain.
I
Just a
mean,
little-
it's a consequence-free environment, so I think it's good to have that outlet in life.
It's true.
you know?
It's true.
We should be more uninhibited, but also perhaps more sensitive as well. On the opposite end of that coin. Really middling of the road
So
YouTuber
fair.
answer.
Yeah, it is.
Wow, Boogie over here, huh?
Uh-huh.
Well,
Yeah.
the first thing
Let's
you said was
segue
we're not
into-
talking about
Anyway.
super trauma.
No.
My God, it is hard not to talk about it though. To be honest, it's fucking everywhere right now.
It's sickening.
Yeah.
It is. So,
Well,
But the
I'm
important
like,
thing is the games.
yeah, I'm halfway through season 1 of Lost. I did watch it as a kid. I'm rewatching it again with my fiance, and it's been very funny to see how it holds up.
did you
And the
watch it
ways
to the end?
the ways that it doesn't. I watched it. Oh yeah, I did. I did eventually finish that show. There's some nice circular filmmaking going on, without spoiling anything. The first shot of the show mirrors the last shot of the show. I realized upon watching it again.
What, the guy like ringing his ears and like screaming plane crash?
More like the shot
Guy
of
gets
the
stuck into the turbine.
guy
That
in the
was cool.
field. Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
I like
Very
that.
classic. I mean, it's like the beginning of a new era of TV. It definitely felt like.
It did.
Were you watching when you were younger, Jake? Were you part of the?
Oh yeah. Oh,
'Cause my parents and I definitely would watch Lost together.
I watched it when I was younger for like the first season or two, and then I remember getting back into it in high school and watching it
Mhm.
all the way through. But there's like 2 seasons in there that are fucking awful.
Pretty
Because-
bad.
Because
The writer's strike. It's one of
Yeah,
those shows
and
that
it's like-
suffered really, really bad. Another
That's
another
one way to
classic
put it.
mid 2000s J.J. Abrams show that
Fucking,
suffered
like,
from the
Heroes.
writer's
I was
strike is
just-
Heroes.
Yeah.
I was just gonna bring up Heroes.
That's right. We're on the same
Was that
wavelength.
J.J. Abrams?
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
and
He was
J.J.
all
Abrams
into,
also
like,
did Lost as well.
Heroes was fucking
Wackadoo
awesome.
marketing and all that shit.
That first season of Heroes was awesome.
Yeah.
The second one was okay,
was
when he went
okay.
back in time, like, whoa, cool. I love Hero. He's my favorite little
I just
Japanese
know that
guy.
the Japanese guy says like shit from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And that's it. He says like Dio phrases.
And that just like
Doki wo tamare.
Isn't that just? Oh, he does not say that when he stops.
He says "re."
No, his catchphrase is
His catchphrase is "muda muda."
His catchphrase, "I did it."
Makes just making shit up for.
He's always just screaming, "I did it."
That's what yata. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's classic.
Yeah, Heroes was awesome.
Until it wasn't. Until it wasn't.
Until it was terrible.
Yeah.
Just like those two seasons of Lost.
Then that shit really fell off. Yeah. I think Lost, again, without spoiling anything, this fucking almost 20-year-old show.
Yeah, I was like, wait, hold on a second. I think you.
Frankly, well, I don't want to spoil it for
you
Nick,
want to spoil it for Nick,
or if
Okay.
Sophia listens to this. I think I was satisfied enough with I remember feeling satisfied enough with the ending when I did watch it when I was younger. I don't know if I'll feel the same way now that I'm like cognizant enough to really be critical of what I'm seeing and recognizing that a lot of the mystery was written week to week. You know, they didn't always have a map of where they were going, and so it could feel very ambling at times to see.
Oh, like Toriyama.
Written week to week.
Yeah, that's why it's like the mystery sometimes.
That's why it's so compelling.
Yeah,
because they didn't even know.
Yeah, no,
maybe not week to week, right? But
it's like the Cell Saga of TV.
Oh god.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't all planned out from the jump.
Okay.
I believe. I don't know. I could be completely wrong and talking out of my ass, but
no,
I'm on the internet. You know, don't question me.
Oh yeah, it's your God-given right.
Mm-hmm.
The internet.
Yeah.
Freedom.
You guys been watching anything else? Any anime? You guys see that latest episode of My Hero Academia where Bakugo's heart implodes?
I read the
fucking dies.
I read the most recent chapter
of My Hero.
Yeah, we only have
isn't it about to end?
Last chapter is on August 8th or something.
That's insane.
Zero interest.
Well, Jake is someone who's
really good.
Yeah, as someone who's been there. Yeah.
The ending is very good. I haven't watched the show since the Endeavor arc, when Endeavor popped up. I watched part of when they had the B team or whatever, the games where Deku unlocks the
Black Whip.
But I just when My Villain Academia, when I realized
when he got butchered,
yeah, and all the content and they just
the way it was adapted for the anime.
Fuck, dude, yeah, I just
no good, huh?
Read it. Well, I mean, it's still good. It's just not. I was like, I'm just gonna read this because
there's so much
content being cut,
and
it was characterization that was being cut is what pissed me off.
Oh,
My Villain Academia,
that's annoying.
It's probably the best arc, and because he takes a totally dark turn with it, and then the arc after also just so rushed. Everything else to the end is just so rushed, but I will say, the ending was surprisingly good. It's hard to end a shonen well, right? Think of how many shonen animes and mangas that end controversially or very poorly.
Yeah, Bleach didn't even really end.
Anime. Think about Attack on Titan. You have a split fan.
You got any favorites? What are your favorite shonen endings? Yeah,
Yu Yu Hakusho is maybe one of the worst.
That's exactly.
Really?
Terrible ending.
Really?
Anime and manga.
I see.
A lot of them just shit the bed. But
I enjoy all the JoJo endings, frankly.
Yeah,
those are always almost.
They're solid.
Well, most of them
never really end.
Right.
I mean, they come to the arcs come to a conclusion. I feel,
and they're always very satisfying. They're very satisfying, and that's what felt good about My Hero, which was totally to my shock. I was begrudgingly following it week to week for the past year and a half, and the ending is good. It's good. There's massive repercussions. I thought it was going to be so watered down and just no one dies. Everyone's friends now. All
Talk
the
no
villains
jutsu.
turn a new leaf.
Yeah,
exactly.
They all die.
It's very good.
Total villain genocide.
It's just good. I'm not gonna say anything. Sam's watching it, but it's good. Good ending. So
it's okay, Jake. You could spoil it for me. I'm not so invested in it.
Exactly. It's kind of hard to be. And also you can just see Bones is such a talented studio, and then they just put all their resources into the movies, and it was I don't give a shit about these movies. They're not, even if they are canon.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I after seeing what Bones could do with Mob Psycho and stuff, that's a great ending. That's a fantastic ending.
Did you read the Reagan spinoff?
I haven't.
He has his own short series afterward, sequel. You should read it.
I will read it.
Wow.
Need something new to read.
It's like the it reminds me of the what was his fucking name? Fugo? Purple Haze Reverb or whatever, getting his own
Oh
little
yeah, I have
short
that
story.
novel. I can't read it.
Yeah.
It's in Japanese.
You're gonna learn, and then you're gonna be able to do a review on YouTube.
Yeah,
Be
I'll
like,
read it live. Like, for those
I
of you
learned
who
how
don't
to
know,
speak Japanese or read Japanese just for this novel
ever-
of JoJo.
You ever think that people just like lie and say they can speak Japanese, just like make shit up for that kind of thing?
For a YouTube video, and just be like
Yeah.
reading like the
Like, this is
Wikipedia
what it
synopsis.
says.
Yeah.
No, just like making shit up and like
Like
something
fan
that's totally
translations.
untranslated, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I certainly believe people have the capacity to be that full of shit. So,
That's true.
It could
Yeah.
be me.
why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they?
I guess it very
You know,
well
how-
could be you.
I got the gumption.
Yeah. I mean, how do you react to that? How do you respond to that? Like when you realize they're just completely bullshitting you, do you applaud or berate them? Like what the fuck? Like,
Yeah, think of a new avenue to take the show.
okay. Well, I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. Just complete
I
misinformation
think I'll take
spreading.
us all down.
You know.
the way.
There you go.
How about you, Sam? I guess you said JoJo's.
Oh,
For endings,
as far as
sorry.
good shonen endings go.
Yeah.
Really
I mean-
bad one, Cowboy Bebop.
I mean,
He dies. He's supposed to live.
I
He's
wouldn't
the main
really. I
character.
wouldn't call Cowboy Bebop
I
like a
would-
shonen.
Me
though.
neither.
Yeah.
It does
yeah.
not fit the bill at all.
It's for boys.
You know, as far
There's
as
a lot of seinen for
It's
boys.
for fellas.
I don't know. I guess
It's not-
in all honesty, I haven't really seen too many series. Like I know how Naruto ends. I don't really. I never, kept up with Bleach. I never watched the Full Metal Alchemist.
The anime
which is
ending
shocking
is
to some
shit.
people.
Oh, that Full Metal's a good ending.
The original or the actual one?
I actually think the Brotherhood's
The
a better
actual
ending.
one.
Yeah.
Much better.
Yeah, because the original ending is he goes to Nazi Germany.
Oh
The
shit!
original, halfway through that show, it doesn't. It's not terrible for having to improvise half of the show,
It's-
but
yeah,
it's
it's-
not good.
It's a little all over the place.
The
Mhm.
beginning of it was better than the beginning of Brotherhood, though.
Yeah.
They just did the first early arcs way better, way better,
Yeah.
much more impactful.
I mean, do you guys consider like Dragon Ball Z's ending, to be the ending of?
Which one?
To consider it an ending? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, before Super and everything.
Dragon Ball had a great ending.
Let's say
Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball
Gohan?
Z?
He kills
Piccolo.
Piccolo.
Piccolo. And
He
he's gonna go-
fights Piccolo Jr.
Yeah, he fights Piccolo Jr. They are like chilling.
Yeah, they split up.
They're like, all right, I'm pretty sure. Maybe
They
I
respect
remember.
each other.
That was a long time ago. But yeah, I think they like had a mutual respect for each other, and they're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
cool. I was like, that was unexpected.
Goku
Like,
matures.
pretty cool.
like that. Yeah.
And
There
then
you go.
it immediately gets undone
yeah,
in Super, and he becomes a childlike idiot.
I never even bothered with.
Never gave it
terrible.
the time
I
of
hate
day. It's like Weezer, it's just stop. Just stop after
Yeah.
a time,
Just stop. It's like fucking like we were saying earlier, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Like all these Disney just fucking make something.
These
new.
properties, these
Just
IPs.
make something
It's
new.
the value of IP, Jake. Once you're in this industry, you're gonna understand the value of IP.
It's really
Yeah.
sickening. Be nostalgic forever.
Intellectual property. That nostalgia syrup. It's more valuable than gold. People don't want to make new memories with something. They just want to reinvest in the old dopamine
It's
wells.
true.
It's true.
Never look
Give me a hit of the old stuff.
Makes money.
Makes
Oh,
money.
speaking of IPs and stuff, what do you guys think is gonna happen to like Miyazaki's studio after
Ghibli?
Yeah,
Studio
after
Ghibli?
he's gone.
Ghibli? Is it Ghibli?
Is
Whatever.
Did you see his last movie? His recent one.
The Boy and the
what was
Heron?
that? I
Um,
didn't.
Yeah.
I liked The Boy and the Heron. I watched it in English. It was interesting. I don't normally watch. I think the only other one I've seen in. Oh, actually, no. I've seen quite a few of them in English. But it was okay. I do feel like it kind of was retreading themes. Nick and I talked about this when it came out. Did you watch it, Jake?
Haven't yet.
Oh,
That's why I
okay.
asked.
Okay. Then I won't spoil too much. I just think it kind of retreaded a lot of like Spirited Away vibes.
Okay.
You know, a
Yeah.
young person kind of maturing through moments of crisis.
Yeah.
But you know, still very visually pleasing.
It's
It
the
had a
last movie
mixed,
he's gonna do, right?
Allegedly. I mean, he said that like 5 times.
Okay.
and there were admittedly some moments of that movie that I really liked. But again, it didn't feel like anything new,
Okay.
which is my biggest not complaint, just my one observation I had about it.
Yeah, how come this 100-year-old guy can't think of any new stuff? This 100-year-old hack.
He should get the Evangelion guy back. You know, he should collaborate with him again, and then they should make big explosions that look really cool. And you know,
They should make a lot of merchandise for me to buy. They should make
Yeah.
underwear with a girl's face on it for me to wear.
There you
Have you
go.
ever seen the shit on his son? Like the stuff about his son?
Goro Miyazaki?
Yeah.
How
Yeah,
he
thinks he's
walked out of
talentless.
he walked out
it's
of one
so
of his
rough,
movies,
though.
a screening of his movie.
Yeah.
Dude,
That
I didn't know about any of that till recently.
so
I was
insane.
Like, oh, that's so brutal. Like,
This
That's been a
man
really
that
bad movie,
everyone's
though.
like, oh, he's so grandfatherly. He's such an adorable old man, Ozaimasu. And then he's like, I fucking hate my son.
Yeah.
that's
Anime is
Life is
garbage.
fucking hell.
Yeah.
I make anime to escape from the hell that is life.
Mhm.
God.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so I just saw something on that. And I was like, oh, damn. Brutal. Like, dude, just go back to being an architect. You're not gonna get any love.
yeah. I mean, if the studio is like, you know, owned by multiple investors, then obviously even after he dies,
Of
they're gonna
course.
keep producing something, and it could very well be slop, or it could be his son taking the reins, and it could be fine. I never
Maybe all the
watched.
trauma.
Bill Slop.
Maybe
I
all the
never
trauma
watched.
from his father make it good.
What is it? The Little Witch. That was the 3D one he did. I never
Little
watched
Witch.
Yeah.
I don't know. Arietti or something?
it. No, that was a
The
different
3D
one.
one?
The 3D one is the Little Witch, but Arietti's like
I don't
The
know.
Secret Life of Arietti.
I mean, it's either slop or boring. Equally bad. Mediocre is as bad as slop, I would say.
Yeah.
Whatever.
That is tough. When something is bland, it's hard to feel.
Still waiting on the final
particularly hard
Satoshi
about.
Kon movie to come out. That's been in
Mhm.
development for like a decade now. It's just never gonna
Mhm.
happen.
Do you know anything about, like, has the concept of it been leaked at all? Is that something that
The
not even
Dream
leaked or
Machine?
talked about? Okay.
The
Is it-
title, I
Oh.
guess.
Okay.
And
Maybe it'll be like
they said,
Paprika
we're
again.
working on
It's
it.
Paprika
Yeah.
too. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, but I haven't really been watching a lot of anime lately. You know, we talked about Jujutsu Kaisen last time you were on, Jake.
Yeah.
And I did read the leaks for this weekend's upcoming chapter.
Oh, me too. I always do.
Yeah.
Exciting stuff. Exciting stuff.
But,
You know, the
it's
potential.
about fucking time. I hope it ends.
You know, I feel
I'm
you.
so
Like
excited.
it's
So
kind. It
excited.
reminds me a lot of Naruto, where it's just like the last battle, like the arc of
Keeps
the last
going.
battle is just.
Keeps going.
This is like
Like a
100
year and a
episodes. Yeah, it's very One Piece as well. But that's also something that I'm just like tangentially
Yeah.
aware of.
Sukuna, Arlong, what's the difference?
Yeah, this one's is just it's a raid boss, which is different, which is cool in concept. But I
Yeah,
don't
playing
think
too
it's
much Final
great
Fantasy
in
14, I guess.
execution.
Mhm.
Oh, I downloaded RuneScape.
There you
I
go.
haven't played it. Old
Oh,
school RuneScape. I downloaded it.
you know what?
literally today.
I
It's just
never
like,
put a
okay.
second into RuneScape as a child.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I never think I could like run it on the shitty ass internet my family had as a
Yeah.
Wow.
young boy. And then by
I
the time I
struggled.
was like old enough and I think we had good enough internet, I just did not care.
Right, you had
Yeah, it was
better games to play.
Right. I'd be like, everyone I know who plays RuneScape is neurodivergent in some way. And I
You're like, I'm a cool normal guy who plays basics.
yeah.
I'm
And
a
they're
cool
not like
normal
me
guy.
at
I'm a
all.
Cool normal
Yeah.
guy, like Thieves.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna go back to playing Assassin's Creed Brotherhood and collect every
Yeah.
feather.
I think I'm gonna go play Hard Time. I'm gonna go play the U Testament.
Yeah. Exactly. M. Dickey knows what he's
Later
doing.
NDs.
But yeah. And then Sophia and I have been working our way through the Friday the 13th, which is, I think I might have mentioned this
Sounds
last
miserable.
an episode
sounds
or two ago with Nick. It's interesting. They're really formulaic and
There's
they're not
only
ever
one good one, right?
super long. I guess define good, you know. because I don't know if any of these movies are particularly good.
They
They're
all have like
certainly
one funny kill.
they're
I
certainly
guess.
campy. They get funnier as it goes on, right? It's kind of
Yeah. Is it
grounded in
4
the
where there's the
beginning.
guy he like picks up in the sleeping bag and like
No,
bashes him
that's
into the
that's after
tree?
that's after 4. That might even be after 5.
Yeah.
How
There are
many
like
there?
12 of
It's
them.
like 13.
Yeah, there's like 13 of them.
Yeah.
Of course there are.
Um,
Jason X is where he goes to space.
goes to
I think
space. I want to watch Jason in
11 is in
Manhattan.
hell.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jason in
Jason
Hell.
takes Manhattan, which takes place, I think, entirely on a cruise ship or something.
Are they also
Most the conclusion, I think, and like the climax
Yeah,
of that.
kind
Yeah.
of.
God damn it.
It's bad.
Just reading the questions coming in from our community in real time. I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with you
Well,
people? I love you all. But God damn.
You have to lie.
Should we take a look?
I'm not lying. I'm
Don't
not
spoil it.
lying. I enjoy it. But they never cease to amaze.
Never a dull
And delight. Yes, exactly. In this community, jump in the Discord to find out what I'm talking about, viewers and listeners. You'll also be delighted by the asinine
Enlightening.
takes of our
Oh, yeah.
enlightening takes of our community members. That's right. Yes.
Enlightened, yes, by the bolts of Zeus himself.
Mm-hmm.
The Buddha would be jealous of some of these takes.
Oh yeah.
But enough for this non-video gaming, non-interactive media. Let's get into the real meat of the show, gentlemen. The games we've been playing in the dry
I'm playing
season.
so many fucking games.
Yeah. What do
Where
you?
you found the time?
I'd make time.
You make time. If you care, you make time. That's how I see it. And it's crucial. It's self-care. It's self-love. When your
It
fiance
is.
is knocking on the doors, like, it's been 8 hours. Say, baby, I'm loving me. And if you
this is
love me,
therapy.
you'll let me.
Yeah.
This is my therapy.
Mhm.
I need this.
And it's
Or else I'll go crazy.
it's free-ish, somewhat.
Mhm.
But yeah,
Summer
boys,
sale,
when
the cheap is free.
when it is the summer sale, when it is the summer season, the dry release season, do you fall back on old consistent games, or do you? It seems like Nick, do you jump into the sea of bargains and fish
A
out
bunch of
some
new
some
interesting
gems
stuff.
Yeah, see a bargain.
Yeah.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Tired of the old standbys. Still haven't played Witcher 2 or 3.
Summer sale is always the best time to get
Yeah.
into new shit. I think it's always the best.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it the best time to add to your backlog and really not ever play
Yeah.
anything,
Well, see,
or it's a
that's the
good
thing.
time to
Fair.
buy a lot of things at a low price, play things for 10 minutes, and be like, yeah, I kind of see what this game is saying, and then maybe coming back to it.
Yeah.
But you will find at least one thing. I find in a sale environment like that you will inevitably come back to. Hopefully,
For sure.
ideally.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
I bought Max Payne 1 and 2 again. Turns out they don't work on Steam Deck.
Nice.
I know. I tried Max Payne 2 on Steam Deck. It wasn't super
They
pleasant.
don't like say that?
No.
I think they're like the yellow
They would
one.
say that, right?
It's the yellow, which makes it playable.
Playable.
The opposite of what happened.
But
when you
it's
turn it on.
kind of,
It crashes instantly. Actually,
False advertisement.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
It loads the scene where he's like staring. He's on the streets of New York. He's like, "My wife was dead, but it was okay," or whatever. What does he say in the first game? It's like
about the trigger, pulling his finger off the trigger.
yeah.
like,
He's
it's
like
done. Yeah.
I want to go back to what you said. You played Witcher 2?
I never finished it.
Oh.
I really enjoy The Witcher 2. It's what got me into the franchise. Nick and
Never
I
even
talked about
started 3.
The Witcher before on this.
Well, have you? I don't want to repeat.
No,
did.
it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, Nick, I was.
One is hard to play.
Yeah.
Get through.
I mean, I would never play it again, but it was my
But-
favorite when I played it.
I really actually thoroughly enjoyed it. I played
I
it
hope the
on
remake
college,
doesn't
I
fuck
loved
it up. Honestly,
Mhm. I think
They're remaking. That's right.
Yeah.
yeah, they are remaking the first one.
That's
I think
right.
the interesting
they
thing
take away
about
the damn trading cards.
Oh, that you had to collect all the.
You can't get the
trading
naked.
yeah,
lady
you
trading
had
cards.
to.
You
Oh,
had
of course,
to.
this is what
Because
he always talks
of
about.
woke.
cards. You can't beat the game without.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Just
get
like
you get
the
an
secret
armor
sword.
set. Yeah, exactly.
God, do you know what's fucking annoying? Was beating Witcher 1 and getting all the secret armor and weapons and shit, and you start 2, and it's like
You can import it, but then it's
you import it, and it's like
it's
It's
a piece
one
of shit
point
beginner
stronger.
armor.
It's
Yeah.
it's like a cosmetic. It's more of a
Fucking
cosmetic.
obnoxious.
Mhm.
That
It is
that was
obnoxious.
annoying, but I mean, come on, it's like, what do you expect? It's a fucking video game. That's how they work.
I expect to be god moded.
I mean, it was at the time that like Mass Effect was importing all your decisions and shit, so perhaps the
Alright, so
expectation
they
was there
claim,
that
yeah.
Yeah, was that
All
you'd be
your
able to
decisions.
yeah, it's true. You didn't well, I don't know if any
Yeah.
equipment ever
Decisions
persisted in
from
those
Mass Effect
games.
1 will
Oh,
persist to
that's
Mass Effect 3. Remember that? How they persisted
yeah,
so well?
yeah. They
Hmm.
persisted really great at the ending there. It was
Yeah.
really
Yeah, when you
solid.
get three colors of endings, well trodden ground at this point.
And the
Mass
DLC
Effect.
real ending. Yeah,
BioWare has had such a fall from grace, and that's all I'm going to say about
they
it.
really have. Yeah, we don't have to get into it. But to me,
Um,
but Witcher 3, you
Witcher
have
3
to
is
play Witcher
great.
3. What the fuck?
Uh,
Like, it's one of the best.
Yeah, it's
I'm
one of
playing
it's
I'm
one of
playing
that
Lost
studio's
Judgment
best
actually,
games.
which
Very
is kind of
good.
like Witcher 3.
There you go.
Witcher 3 to me, I know everyone's fucking run, like everyone loves Witcher 3, gushes over it, but there's a reason. Like
I
it's
got Lost
legit.
Judgment
That was
instead.
good.
I've been playing that. I think I like
That's
that a
very
lot more
good.
than I would like Witcher 3.
That's very good. Yeah, you get a skateboard in
I
Lost
went,
Judgment.
yeah, I went straight
That's
to.
cool.
I have not progressed in the story at all. It literally is like meet up with Kaito at the beginning, like right in front of the office.
Are
I
you in
saw him there.
Kamurocho still?
I went straight to Lullaby Mahjong, and I've just
Hmm.
been there.
You're just in Kamurocho still.
Yeah, I have not
That's so
progressed the
funny.
story at
I
all.
spent a good amount of time in Kamurocho as well before I went to the second city, technically, when I played that game. But I haven't finished it. I'm hours in. I've unlocked, mm, I think, most of the
Yeah, I don't even have
functions of
snake style
content.
yet.
Oh shit! Yeah.
The
Yeah.
loading
Okay.
screens are like switch to snake style for an exciting new battle mode. Like I don't know
Hmm.
what you're talking about.
Yeah, you get to
I haven't seen it.
non-lethally dispatch people, and then there's a boxing DLC fighting style you can get as well,
What,
which is
Kaito or whatever.
quite interesting. No, it's from the boxing club that Yagami kind of coaches at the high school.
Oh, like Rush style.
Yeah, it's integrated with that kind of side story component. But yeah, my last thing about The Witcher before we start talking about Lost
See, it's
Judgment.
hard not to fucking talk about it. It's so good.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah, well, I think the interesting thing about revisiting like the past titles,
Mhm.
I think it had like a creepier and gloomier atmosphere in the first
One is
couple entries,
definitely
Yes.
right?
very unsettling, very miserable.
One is very
Yeah,
dreary.
One is
yeah,
like
very
a
dreary
dead
is
world.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Like the swamp with the bricklayer people.
The swamp is
Mhm.
ominous. Like you
Disgusting
don't know
gray
what's
people.
you can't see like 10 feet
Yeah.
apart in front of
Yeah.
you because it's the rendering.
The
But
town is
also-
miserable. The
Yeah.
prisons are miserable.
Like
Yeah,
I love how beautiful
yeah.
Witcher 3 is, you know,
Me too.
like wonderful landscapes and environments in that game. But yeah, the atmosphere is lost when it's like that pretty. But I understand developers wanting to flex, you know. I think each of those games
You
you
should
kind
make
of see
games
what the trends
uglier,
are.
I think.
Yeah.
Uglier and
Mhm.
smaller.
Yeah.
Uglier and smaller is a fair point. Kind of
Smaller
tangentially,
is fair point.
I was watching a video about Grand Theft Auto San Andreas the other day, and they made a good point about how the use of fog, it obstructs the environment, so it gives you the illusion of scale. Right?
Oh,
It was a
Silent
problem.
Hill, I'm sure they brought up.
It was the problem with the definitive edition when it came out. It was like there's no fog, so you can see Los Santos when you're like in San Fierro, right?
Yeah.
So I think developers do forget that there was artistic reasons, behind not just the hardware limitation, back in the
No,
day.
that's true.
People are forgetting that, it's like we don't always want fucking high fidelity, we don't need it. People will want it, but we don't need it.
No, in
Right.
fact, you can like utilizing that. I mean, you could make things look even better that are close up.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was exactly how it works.
Denser, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Like going back to imagine doing that now.
They would never
Mhm.
do that.
Right. But
Super.
even though you can make it, I mean, the graphics are already so crazy now. The
Yeah.
graphics are insane.
I think
Some
the
games
last
just look
the last good like
real.
dense environment I remember playing through from like the last console generation was the Deus Ex sequel. I had
Which one?
really
Oh, Human
Mankind
Revolution?
Divided.
Mankind Divided.
Is that the
Yeah.
third one?
Yeah.
It's the one
The-
I
yeah.
and never played. It's just sitting on my
It's
Steam
pretty
for
good.
6 years.
I really liked the environment. The city of Prague was like really interesting, and it's that kind of argument where you have an environment that isn't huge. It's not like Night City in Cyberpunk, but
Okay.
because it's so dense, there's a lot more interiors you could go into, a lot more exploration that way. It makes the world feel more alive. And I think we'll get that with the future of where we're going, to kind of cap this off. I do think with games like Grand Theft Auto 6, I think the number of interiors that you'll be able to enter in that game completely speculatory right now. I dream that Rockstar will do something cool and push the industry forward with these environments, ideally. Or
I have
any
no
other game,
hopes or dreams or aspirations from Rockstar
it doesn't
at
have to be
all.
Rockstar.
At all.
The
But
whole didn't you say like the whole like Red
the
Dead
Hauser
team's
brothers, I
gone?
think, yeah, maybe only one of the Hausers is gone, but
You play
it is
Red Dead 2?
worrying. The one that was
No.
responsible for Bully is gone, so that's really like
So worthless.
the
Dead company.
soul is gone
Yeah.
in a way. But
How come no one's made like a Bully spiritual successor?
that's what old school is, dude. That's what old school
Oh
is.
yeah.
M. Dickey has. We'll stream that one
He's like-
day. It's
Well,
incredible.
I'm thinking because like Sleeping Dogs is kind of like a what if GTA was in Hong Kong, right?
It's more of a successor to the True Crimes. It's literally a successor to the True Crime games. It's built from
Yeah,
the
but True
skeletons.
Crime's already a GTA,
GTA clone.
knockoff.
Yeah, it's one of the originals. So certainly, Sleeping Dogs is criminal that it never got a follow up. I mean, I don't know if you guys ever played it. I remember showing you guys
Yeah,
back in
you
high
showed me.
school.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, look at me. I'm
You
just like
related.
Bruce Lee, and I'm
Yeah.
slamming a phone into a guy right now. This is very amusing to me. But I think, honestly, it's one of the best GTA clones, I think, on the market. It's always cheap, not to get too much into it, but it actually is dense enough and respects your time enough and moves at a brisk enough pace where it's not overwhelming. And it's just fun, It doesn't
Yeah, that's the main thing.
it doesn't take
Yeah,
itself too
that's why I
seriously.
put
And
it
it has a lot of details that that I appreciate in open world design, where it's like I can just take a piss here because they just
Yeah,
let you do
Postal.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of cool stuff.
Oh yeah, Postal.
Just brings you in there.
Postal 2.
That's one of the main points.
But
Yes. Yes, it was.
but you've been playing Lost Judgment on top of many
Yeah.
other things. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to start
One
off
of
with
many.
that one?
Yeah, let's start with Nick.
Yeah, I'll go
Yeah.
down the line.
Yeah,
So
start
Lost
with you, Nick.
Judgment,
Take us-
we all
Mhm.
know, well trodden ground. So good, so great. You can beat up people. You can hit them. You can do
Yes.
acrobatics and beat the
It's-
shit out of them.
It's a nice
We all know. You can play
yeah,
Mahjong.
real-time alternative to the turn-based combat of the mainline entries now.
Significantly more than that, I've been playing Picayune Dreams, which is kind of like if Vampire Survivors had a story and like much better aesthetic and was actually difficult. I feel
Right.
like for anyone who plays Vampire Survivors and thinks like, what if this was like an actual game instead of kind of an AFK like flashing light strobe slot simulator?
Slot machine.
I would strongly encourage you to play Picayune Dreams. Music is great. The art style is great. It's like that kind of massive cacophony of noise blasting your eardrums that I really like. So anyone's into that.
Like you're picking up rings and it's like dinging and you're
No,
killing
like
enemies.
breakcore, like crazy psycho
Okay,
music.
just like okay.
Like Sonic?
Yeah. Exactly like Sonic. It sounds exactly like Sonic 2. It sounds like Michael Jackson.
Oh, okay. That kind of cacophony.
That's what I was getting.
Yeah. It's a very unique game, very cool game. I would recommend
Picayune
anyone
Dreams.
who likes Picayune Dreams. Anyone who likes gaming and wants to try something a little bit outside of their wheelhouse to give it a shot. I played this game called Dashboard, which is a very, I feel, Lisa-inspired RPG Maker game from 2016.
Wow.
I played through all of that because that was like $2, and
Mhm.
I played it because it was from the guy who made Psychopomp, which is a game I talked about a while ago this year, which
Mhm.
was that like schizophrenic conspiracy theorist simulator game. I don't know if I told you about that one.
No.
You like go underneath government buildings and everything's made like neat and rust and everything's all fucked up and crazy. Really cool game.
It sounds kinda
Wait,
cool.
you like solving mysteries?
Is it first
You're like a
person?
paranoid
Is it like
schizophrenic.
You're
You're a paranoid schizophrenic girl, and you put on a
Okay.
helmet so you think you can hear people's thoughts, and it makes you like go underneath
what's the
buildings and do some crazy
perspective?
shit.
Is it
It's
like
first person.
isometric?
It
Okay.
looks kind of like
first person.
it's like rudimentary 3D, like kind of
I think we did talk. Yeah,
like one
I remember you
step
talking
above
about
System
this.
Shock 2 kind of.
Yeah.
The way it
Okay.
looks.
Okay.
It looks very cool, and it was cool to see his first game because it's not even. It's you can kind of see the beginnings and like the horror elements that turned into Psychopomp, but it's a radically different game. It's like a very very traditional JRPG kind of game.
Cool. Cool.
Played a lot of that.
Okay.
I played Pseudo Regalia, which is maybe one of the best 3D platformers I've ever played. You play as a
Pseudo
furry goat
Regalia?
lady. Pseudo Regalia. The furry part isn't really relevant. You just happen to be one. It's not. There's nothing to do with the
Donald
game.
alert. He's gonna
Just
get that game
put
just
your.
based on that.
If you just get past the fact that you're playing as a furry goat lady and just focus on the platforming, the movement's great, it feels great. I haven't enjoyed moving in a 3D platformer this much probably since Mario 64. So
What about
if you
Jack and
like
Daxter?
Mhm.
like a good, I would say it's way better than leagues above Jack and Daxter. Absolutely.
Wow.
Jack and Daxter. What's the craziest thing you can do in Jack and Daxter? Do the spinning attack to get a little more height? The
Yeah,
image
do
jump?
the
Okay. I was more
rolling
just-
jump into
yeah.
a spinning,
I
yeah,
was more
to
just
get
saying,
distance.
The game always feels so smooth to me.
It's because they
I
have that
love
squash
Jack and
stretch.
Daxter.
It's so smooth.
Jack and
I
Daxter's
like Jack
great.
2 more.
I like all of them.
I think
I
Jack
like
2
them
is the
all.
best
Yeah,
for
all
like
three of them.
gameplay, but platforming, yeah, Jack and Daxter is probably the best. But Jack 2, you can remember with the shotgun with the red cones, you could do the spin shot and kill everyone.
Of course.
About Jack 2.
I love
Jack 2's
how-
the best entry.
I just love how Jack could just kill random citizens.
I know
yeah,
it was
no
GTA
consequence.
for
You just like
kids.
spin, like
Yeah.
do a dark spin.
That's great.
And just
Yeah.
literally everyone around you is dead. It's kind of like Prototype before Prototype was
I'd say it's better than Prototype.
way better. Way better.
Yeah.
I just mean like Dark Jack feels like an
Better than
inspiration
Prototype,
for
better than what was the other one? Is that
Infamous.
the one where you're like yeah, better than Infamous for sure.
That's
yeah.
I wish Naughty Dog
games.
would go back to
That's
Jack and Daxter.
Me too, dude.
That's
You know?
never gonna happen.
I'm done with The Last of Us. I love The Last of Us,
I'm so
but
done.
I'm
They're gonna keep
done with it.
re-releasing it until you're
I'm
dead.
done. You know, after the canceled multiplayer game, it's like, all right, at this point, I have nothing to look forward to from this franchise. You've told two very compelling narratives, and I'm satisfied.
Yeah,
Give me Jack and
no, I
Daxter.
agree. Give me Jack.
Give me fucking Jack and
respect to
Daxter.
Insomniac for fucking keeping Ratchet and Clank alive.
I
for as
know.
long as they did.
It's shocking. It's
Right?
still going.
They even have
Both
Jack and
trilogies.
Daxter references
Yeah.
in fucking Ratchet and
They
Clank.
do. Yeah, they have shout
the
outs to
fuck?
each other.
Dude,
Like Jack
come on,
Daxter's
like-
the
Oh.
gun course had Ratchet and
Yeah,
Clank
you can
version.
shoot him.
And then Ratchet and Clank always had like an Easter egg of Jack and Daxter. Because
Yeah,
the
Neil
studios
Druckmann,
were
were
if you're
friends.
listening, bring him back. Bring back Jack.
If you're listening,
Interestingly
your place
enough,
isn't TV.
interestingly enough, on the PlayStation Plus kind of streaming catalog, you can play all of the games from the whole franchise, including Daxter and the other PSP spin-off, which is horrible. I tried it, shockingly bad.
Oh, Jack X.
No, the Lost
the
Frontier. Jack X Combat
Oh,
Racing
the
was
Lost
well
Frontier.
received, but the Lost
That was-
Frontier is a PSP game, and it's
That's right.
Never
shite,
played it.
shite.
terrible. It's terrible.
You know,
It's terrible.
as much as I love Jack and
Imagine.
Daxter, yeah, it's unfortunate.
That's a
You know,
blight
you
on
hate
the
to see
series
it. You hate to see it. Yeah.
that omitted from my mind.
Okay, but this 3D platformer, does it have any sort of
Sorry.
combat? Does it have any
I
sort
don't know,
of
I gotta give you
combat
guys
like?
a list. There's
like
combat.
Jack,
It's
or-
not too crazy. There's like a single boss in the game. It's mostly about the platforming, mostly
Okay.
about like really tight, really. You have a lot of freedom with how you progress in the game. You can do a lot of really crazy shit. There's a lot of like movement options you can figure
Uh-huh.
out. A lot of things that feel like would be glitches in other games are just like secret ways to move in this game that you can just kind of find out organically.
I like that. Yeah,
Really tight. Feels really good.
it
Really
feels
nice.
tight. That's
Near
interesting.
was like
Yeah.
The way you described
There's
it
no
makes it
achievements,
almost
but a lot
feel
of
loose.
unlockables.
But okay.
It's a real gamer's game, you know. You have
Mhm.
you have no achievement list bogging you down, but if you want to get all of it, there's all this crazy shit you can unlock just for the fun of it. A lot of time trials. It feels like a game that just doesn't get made anymore.
You should play Bomb
Or it
Rush
feels like a
Cyberpunk.
game
I
that,
think
that
you'd
should
like
have
that.
come out.
What is it?
Me? I was
Yeah.
never a Dreamcast guy.
I think you'd like it. I mean, you're talking about this and just the design kind of.
I don't
Reminds me of
think there's
that.
any similarities.
Okay, I mean, I haven't seen
All right,
this in
I'll
motion,
try it.
but I highly encourage it. And I would grab it on PC over console because there's a
Yeah.
robust modding scene that I.
Oh yeah, I
want to
want to
get
be
into.
able to play as smiling friends or something.
Yeah,
So
or
he
like
has a
a
gigantic ass
Denji.
list of.
Did you? I
Of
didn't really.
Inane questions. I
see
mean,
Batman
wonderful
killing a
questions.
shark with a lightsaber.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know.
We're looking through some stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Arzetch, the fucking CDI game, surprisingly
yeah.
good. Actually,
Really?
I like that a lot.
What is
Fucking Arzette, you remember those YouTube poops I would make you watch?
You have to be a little.
Okay, it would be like the King of Hyrule and be like, I wonder what's for dinner, and Link would be like, gee, I can't wait to
Yes.
fuck the king.
Yes.
It's like that, but it's like a whole game based on that.
Okay.
It's amazing.
I'm sure.
I
it
remember
sounds-
us talking about
very
that
fun.
during whatever conference that got announced
Yeah.
at. Was it just
I
you and I,
thought-
or were we talking about it with
Yeah, it was
Jim
just
and
us.
Brian?
I thought, or it might have been all four of us. I remember I
Yeah.
thought, there's no way this will be good, and then it was.
Wow. Just like those videos, huh?
Well, those videos, I always
From the
love those.
thumbnail.
Those
Oh,
videos were
it's-
always amazing.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
I love
So
those.
it's kind of
Can't
like
wait to get back to those.
Sega Genesis era. Oh no, like 32X, right?
No, it's
kinda
like literally a Sega CD game.
Yeah.
Or not Sega CD, CDI.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, like Faces of Evil. Like, oh,
But it plays well,
written,
right?
only
It's not.
Link can
It's
defeat
not like a
Ganon.
shit post kind of low effort
No, they
design.
actually gave it like
thoughtfully.
good to play, good to slice.
That's
There's
interesting.
no
'Cause
bullshit.
I also did not expect that to be good at all. So it's cool to hear.
It's quite solid.
Oh, look
The
at you.
cutscenes don't have the same like appeal as the CDI ones because they're aware of the fucked up in this. They don't try and play into
So
it
is
too
it
much, but as a
okay?
result-
But it's a little too tongue in cheek.
it's like a very direct. The art style is like almost one for one, but
Mhm.
as a result, since it's not like that same kind of earnestness in the fucked
Yeah.
up, it doesn't have that same kind of like punch to it where it's just
Yeah.
plainly fucked up and weird.
Yeah,
Little
you're
too
kind of
clean
playing it
to
up.
the same
Yeah.
level.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But the gameplay itself, it's a worthwhile game outside of, being the shit post factor of the cutscenes, I guess.
Okay.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, and
Back to your
what
list.
is it?
You had certain-
Played
Yeah, this
Suits,
guy-
a business RPG, because it was like 99 cents, and I got to a point where it just crashes, so I can't finish it, but I got pretty
What's this
far.
game? What's this game?
Suits, it was another RPG Maker game, and it's like
You tell me.
kind of broken. It's not bad, but it's just the fact that I can't finish it kind of sucks. I've already put in more than enough time.
What do
It's
you
got a
do?
sequel. You're like just like a faceless drone guy. It's like very like
Salaryman
corporate
type
society.
vibe?
It's a
Okay.
salaryman. Kill
Is it-
random
is it-
people.
Oh, you kill people. I thought this was like a
Don't kill
tycoon
people.
management sort of like
No,
the
it's
real
not.
estate
That's what
mini
it
game in
sounds like.
Yakuza.
It's like
I thought you were talking about like
the story progression is like just things happen to you and you end up against the company for no discernible reason. There's like a bunch of secrets that don't really help you. I assume that when you get to the end it makes sense, but I'll
What's
never
this
know.
one called?
So
What's it called? Suits.
Suits, a business
Suits.
RPG.
Interesting.
You
Kind
fight with a
of
briefcase.
kind of reminds me of
Yeah, it's like a very, very like Final Fantasy kind of 4-ish playstyle. Yeah,
Interesting.
Tokyo Ghoul, is that what you said?
Yeah,
It's exactly like Tokyo Ghoul. Yeah, you play as a Mon from Tokyo Ghoul.
Yeah, I figured.
Hmm.
The suitcase.
Search Party, which was a pretty decent 2D horror game. I played that because it was developed by Lum, who's making this game called Lum's Game that looks pretty crazy. It's coming out soon. I 100%ed that.
Mhm.
Scared me once. So if you like playing horror games that don't scare you because you're a little baby, but you like the aesthetic of horror games, I would strongly recommend Search Party.
Search
I
Party.
do like some horror games.
Yeah.
So I'll play.
What's
And it's super
the gameplay there? What are you doing?
You're like a lady in a
Mhm.
house looking for your brother, who's
Point and
been
click,
brutally
first person,
murdered.
third person.
Sometimes when it switches from the sprites to like the drawings,
Okay.
it's horrifically grotesque, which is
Interesting.
nice. And the whole game you're being chased by some nasty freakazoid who can kill you pretty quickly with
Ah.
a nasty sickle weapon. And you
Pursue
can
our
bash him over the head
enemies.
and knock him out. Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool.
It's kind of very Resident Evil 2.
Like Clock
Copper
Tower
Odyssey,
style.
another RPG Maker game, believe it or not. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
This is a lot of
It
games.
looks great.
This is a lot of
It
games.
looks
Like-
great. I put in a lot of
That's
I
time.
know we've been off for a few weeks, but
It's
a lot of
been a few
games.
weeks.
I mean, without anything to edit, I've got a lot of time, honestly.
mhm.
I put in like 5 hours in Copper Odyssey. I really like the way it looks. I really like the characters and the music. It's very, very bizarre, dreamlike game. I have no idea what the fuck's going on.
Hopper Odyssey.
Like, it's kind of like if Yume Nikki actually had combat. It's very dreamlike, very weird, very, very very what's going on kind of thing.
Kind of like,
If
does
you
it
really like
resemble Yume Nikki?
JRPGs, it doesn't really resemble anything else I've ever played. It's kind of like outsider art or something. It's like
Okay.
something new,
Interesting.
something cool. I would not recommend it to anyone who likes traditional gaming. Only to the real real
I see.
psychos.
The Criterion
Those
Collection gamers
searching
out
for a
there.
new experience. Yeah, someone who really loves David Lynch. Someone
Yeah.
who's a big
Somebody
David
who
Lynch fan who's just
A24 before it got cool
Yeah,
kind of
okay.
person. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Never seen a single David Lynch movie, but you can't wait to start. What else? I think all that's left is Max Payne doesn't work. Can't play it.
That's a shame.
When I did,
That's a shame.
that was cool. When I
Mhm.
did, I remember it being. I'm sure if I play it now, I would not like it anymore. Actually, but
Why?
and Corn Kid 64. Why? Just because age.
It's old. Yeah.
It's old.
I
Nostalgia.
agree. Honestly,
I don't know how playable it still is.
it's fine. I love a good dive and slow-mo shooter, but Max Payne 3 is my favorite. So I'm always gonna prefer the weightiness of that over how kind of arcadey the first two games are. Some people are the exact opposite opinion of me, where they're like, "Oh, I hate how slow and like
I hate how
cumbersome
Max
Max
is
feels."
sad. He's supposed to be cool.
But I really do think the gunplay in Max Payne 3 is super satisfying. And I wish it's the base for what Grand Theft Auto 5 used, but they didn't go nearly like in depth enough with it to make it feel as good.
GTA 5 is such an overblown game to me.
Yeah, I can't imagine playing it again. I don't
It's
think I
funny.
remember a single moment from that game.
I played it once and never touched it again.
I have no.
I didn't play the online. I'm sure it's incredibly.
It's a
fun.
whole different game, apparently.
I'm sure it's super
Yeah,
fun.
that's
I'm
actually
not trying to
actually
knock
one
it online.
that's one of the games I've been playing. Spoiler alert, hilariously, because I have not picked up anything new in this sales. Well, that's a lie. I
What have
picked
you
up
been playing?
Persona 3 Reloaded. I picked up Rise of the Ronin. And then I've also been revisiting Cyberpunk 2077. I had to restart that game because my save file had a bug where I would just get a black screen after like 5 minutes of playing. But the game was still running.
Thanks,
right?
Cyberpunk.
Like dialogue would be playing and I could go through conversations, but my character is just like blind. I was like, is this just something happening in the plot? But no, I think
you went cyber psycho.
I think it's because my save was like it's old, there's been so many patches.
Totally.
And so it's like it's from an old version of the game that like has to be updated on top of everything, and I think it kind of just fucked it up, which is fine. I'm actually enjoying the process of playing through it again because they've with the 2.0 update that came out either last year or earlier this year, they revamped a lot of the itemization and some of the progression mechanics, so it just feels much better to play. I think from a role-playing standpoint, if you're used to The Witcher 3, you have like less options generally in conversation, which I think is interesting.
In Cyberpunk, right?
In Cyberpunk, some of the scenes, they're pretty like on a linear track, but there are ways to interact with the story that aren't just like dialogue options. Sometimes silence is an option, which I really enjoy in these kinds of games where
I do too.
you're just in the moment.
Underutilized, I think, a lot.
Mm-hmm. But it's, I've told Nick about it. I told Nick I'm a big fan. And I played it when it came out, famously, on the PS4, when it would crash every 30 minutes. My first playthrough of the game was insane. I had to.
Yeah.
It was like a speed
claim to
run,
love
essentially.
New Vegas so much.
But it's in a great place now.
Bethesda just sucks.
Bethesda is another one of those studios that has had a. Is it even a fall from grace, or is it just like one of those things where you like grow
it's more
up
like people
and like
realizing
become critical?
It's more like
something.
the abuse victim realizing they're in a bad situation.
Mm-hmm.
Like Skyrim got
a
away
toxic
with it
relationship
at its time, right? Like it got away with what it did because it was Oblivion was already successful, Morrowind was already successful, and it just did those things arguably better in some ways.
Yeah.
Better in an appeal to the mass audience. I'd say like a mass audience. Like it was more beginner friendly. Where those
streamlined.
Yeah, it was more streamlined.
Super.
It was more beginner friendly, and it was very easy. So
accessible.
It got away with accessible. Thank you. I couldn't think of the word. They got away with it, but
I think Skyrim is a good example of like the beginning of that paradigm shift in AAA design philosophy. Like it was already
for
like
everything.
The Call of Duty effect was already happening, but then Skyrim also like really hit the nail into the coffin where it's like we're just gonna make the most, anyone can play. You can do anything. I like the idea of radiant AI and like the idea of a living world, but when it's implemented in a way that's like it
When it's
feels
bad.
artificial, it just
Yes.
feels artificial. And Fallout
Exactly.
4 is
Yeah.
another game from Bethesda where like when I realized that Preston Garvey is just going to be like, hey, another settlement needs your help. It's like, that's the same fucking settlement from last week. You're sending me to
Right.
the same factory that I cleared
Right.
out a week ago. This
It
isn't
takes away all that immersion.
this isn't like, yeah, at that point it's like I'm not really making a story or playing like, you know, the game
Yeah.
to have
You want
these
something
moments.
bespoke. You want something made for you.
Yeah.
And
A
that's-
unique experience.
That's the strength of a game like Cyberpunk. I think out of recent years, you know,
Okay.
that's a
I'll
game
play
where the
that.
writing and the storytelling is compelling enough where it's like, oh goddamn, I like this. Night City is such an interesting place, and the DLC adds like a whole new area. You get Idris Elba,
Knuckles is
which
in
is which is fine, which is fine.
Is he?
Yeah.
he is Knuckles.
Idris
He's
Elba,
Knuckles.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Idris Elba. he's
Yeah, and the
Knuckles.
live
Wow.
action Sonic movies, yeah. And Keanu Reeves is Shadow, which is hilarious. So Cyberpunk
Yeah,
has
yeah.
the
You
has
know
the
that?
Sonic. He's
Yeah, he's
going
cast
to
as
be.
Shadow.
He's going to be.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
it
Shadow's
hasn't
not
come out yet.
in the-
Sonic 3.
He's been teased. But yeah, he's going to be Sonic, which is super funny. So Cyberpunk has the Sonic voice actors in it hilariously after the fact.
That's funny.
Yeah, they're
But
just
I-
missing, what's his name? Jason
Ben
Craig
Schwartz.
Smith.
Ben
Oh,
Schwartz.
right. He's
John Ralphio.
This live action.
Yeah.
Who's the real Sonic? Who's Chris Redfield?
He has Roger Craig Smith. Roger Craig Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of those names.
Three
Three
Chris
name man.
Redfield is Sonic.
Yeah, he's also Ezio Auditore.
Oh,
is
I did
Sonic
know
the
that.
Hedgehog.
I
Yeah.
did know that.
Very
Absolutely.
funny. Very funny.
He's also
It's over, egghead.
someone else. Anyways,
Yeah, but yeah, I've been revisiting Cyberpunk, having a very good time there. You know, I will always, you know, jump to that game. It's like it's always been good, but it just needed more time to be polished, and it's nice that
more
it's.
time in the oven.
It did. It's crazy that it took 4 years, like, of patches and updates, but here it is.
I mean, so did No Man's Sky. I haven't played No Man's Sky.
No Man's
but
Sky is one of those crazy gaming redemption stories.
For sure.
And I bought
For
it at
sure.
launch, right? I paid $60 for that game, and I played it at launch and was like, what the fuck is this? I just fell through a planet. I just fell through a fucking planet. And then the disappointment of the realization that like there is no multiplayer. There was no multiplayer at the start, and like Sean Murray's just talked out of his ass for a whole development cycle was insane. And then
And he actually made it real. He's like the reverse Todd Howard. He's like the
Yeah.
Ubisoft version of Todd Howard. You could say.
Yeah, or like Peter
For our
Molyneux,
One Piece fans,
right? He actually ended up
Golden
delivering.
Tongue, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So it
For
is
those who
interesting.
don't know, every
Oh, here
lie
we go.
Ubisoft tells becomes truth.
Oh wow, it's
Right?
pretty
Is
sweet.
that what it is?
Kind of. I mean, his name's like based off of Aesop, right?
Sure.
Like the Fables
fable.
guy.
Sure, yeah.
He created Fables, and
Yeah,
then
Bigby
also
Wolf and all
the
that.
nose is like Pinocchio.
Yeah.
So it's like a mix
God
between
Usopp.
Pinocchio and Aesop.
Mm. I
That's
see.
kind of how his character developed, from my understanding. But yeah,
Well, there you go.
yeah,
How did we get to that analogy?
no fucking idea.
I don't
But
remember.
I will probably pick up Cyberpunk eventually because it always looks like a good game. I think I told you last time I was on. I'm become a very patient gamer nowadays. Like I don't really play games until all the
Well,
DLC's out.
This is yeah.
And
I think at this point in the game's life cycle, I think they've already moved on to whatever next project they're going to do within the setting. They've already
Okay.
confirmed that they're going to do something else. So I would check it out.
I will.
You know, when you do get a PS5 or whatever, or even on your PC,
That's-
because I think you have a decent
I have,
rig.
yeah, my PC's pretty strong.
question mark. Then yeah,
Yeah,
if you're on a
2080.
PC, fine. Yeah. Yeah, and then the other games I've been playing, hilariously, you know, we're talking about Grand Theft Auto 5. I've been playing online with my housemates and some of my siblings, just because it's just a good social experience. I think we don't
What
really
is it?
talk Grand Theft Auto 5.
GTA.
Oh,
I was just playing Grand
sorry.
Theft Auto online with
headphones cut out.
my housemates and siblings, and we don't really talk about the experience of games just like as a social
You
experience
guys are just doing it to hang out, right?
on the show. Yeah, we're normally talking
Yeah.
about like playing games for like the gameplay and really the substance there, but there's plenty of substance to be had just spending time with people. Although,
Yeah.
I don't really, I have nothing new to say about that people have not experienced in their own lives. Like, hey, by the
I
way,
mean,
playing games with people you like makes them fun.
It's pretty fun, yeah.
yeah, I mean, fighting game,
But-
sure.
But with Grand Theft Auto Online, it is an interesting.
Terrible games to play with friends.
it's
games
an
are
interesting.
terrible to play with friends.
It's fun.
No, no,
Yeah.
no,
I
no.
love it.
You just have to be in like a very light mood. You can, don't care about
Okay.
winning or losing.
Well,
as far as
it's not
idiotic.
fighting
that.
games.
It's like, I mean, for someone, the skill difference. If you're on the same skill level,
Oh,
sure.
okay. I understand. Yeah,
like,
if you're
fighting games are not
if you're
like-
playing All-Star Battle for the first time, and Nick's like, yeah, you could play as that crippled guy on the horse. Does not tell you how to play the fucking game, and then is just destroying you
Right.
as one of the
Right.
villains.
I don't
Yeah,
think
that's
I've
not
ever done
fun.
that.
Like fighting games
You know.
have such a crazy curve and skill ceiling.
But when you are on that same level, and it's just like you want to play some rounds of Tekken casually, that shit is fun.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Of course. Or DBZ.
I assume that's what
Mm,
sparring
the new
feels
one.
like
Yeah,
to
when Men in
actual
Black
martial
comes out,
arts.
Yeah.
we'll all be on the same page when Men in Black
Mhm.
comes out.
You're still. You can
Until I
play
look
fighting
up
games for
the
fucking 10
Oreo
years,
guide or
dude.
something.
Mhm.
Not gonna happen. Not playing fighting games. No matter how much you beg it.
You can
Well,
make
well,
me so
Jake-
good.
I
Wouldn't that
wouldn't
be
ask
nice?
you to play Trackmania with me.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but
If you ever get Grand Theft Auto on the PC, I'd love to play online with you. But I think it's one of those games that I will never play in a public session. I will never play with the general public because that is a fan base that has optimized the fun out
so
of this game.
is that how it works? I thought all of GTA Online was always like
This
public
is a
So,
private
setting.
server.
It has
Oh,
been. It
okay.
has been, but a recent update within like the last year or so, they finally added the option to play in a private server where you can still engage with all of the activities. Because before,
That's
if you did a
cool.
private session, it's like, well, you can't do any of like the stuff
Main.
where you actually make money. It's like, well, this
Right.
fucking
Plus-
blows. Why would I do this?
Okay.
So I've been enjoying it.
I'd be
Been
down to play
enjoying
it.
it now. But it's certainly one of those things where like if you look at any content that people make about Grand Theft Auto Online, or you read comments that people leave, the community is just so fucking horrible. No offense to anyone. Full offense to anyone that plays Grand Theft Auto Online and is like an annoying bitch about it. Like, ugh, you ruined the experience. But when you do get to playing it, I think it's really interesting because Grand Theft Auto 5, out of all of the games, feels so heavily scripted during the campaign, right? Those missions, it's like there's not really a whole lot of room to be creative or kind of approach things from different angles.
Yeah,
I think that's yeah, Red Dead 2. Yeah, as much as I love Red Dead 2, that is a flaw that I cannot deny. But I also think it's one of the strengths if you like that sort of thing. It's like, man, it's a fucking movie.
Okay, that's fair.
But in online, I think something that people maybe I don't know if people really talk about this, but I think one of the strengths of the design in online is that because it can't be super heavily scripted, you do have these open-ended kind of approaches to missions are it's more just present in the mission design. So that's the fun thing about the online components of the current Rockstar games, I think, in Red Dead and Grand Theft Auto 5. Personally, I just think the communities and the support from Rockstar kind of fuck up the games. I think introducing flying, I mean, I'm nothing new to say here, but like introducing flying bikes and orbital missile cannons really ruined the flow of Grand Theft Auto Online, but it is true.
I can see that.
Mm-hmm. And also, I think the way that missions and content, I hate referring to it as content, but the way it's priced in game is absurd. It's like, why is everything super expensive? Why is it $13 million to fucking like engage with quest content? So I think that's fucked up. But at the end of the day, Grand Theft Auto, like the core experience of that, very enjoyable, with friends, just like shooting each other in the head, stealing cars,
Yeah,
it's good to yeah, you're right. You
Yeah.
can't deny that the virtual kind of landscape that they've developed isn't fun on its own. It's just a shame that
worked for as long as
it's just a shame that what they focus on and try to capitalize on is so like scummy, for lack of a better word. But
We should play
yeah.
TF2.
Yeah, there you go. I love a multiplayer
Yeah.
experience. You know, Nick and I have been streaming, or we're going to keep streaming.
Dead Rising off the
2 off the
record.
record. Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, but Jake, you know, now that you're third mic, perhaps we'll do some 3-man streams. That'd be fun.
Yeah,
Like
we
some
could play the
co-optitude.
Yeah, we'll play League.
No, is trios a thing
League,
in
Rocket
League?
League.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. I just is there
Oh,
a
there's
trios
a
mode
Rocket
in
Yeah,
League of
why
Legends?
I don't like Rocket League.
I don't either.
That's not
You don't like
fun.
car soccer? It's fine. I don't know.
There's
Let's see. What even is a 3-player game? Fortnite.
Trios. Oh yeah, meet me in the metaverse, more on the island, whatever the fuck that setting of Fortnite's
we
called.
could play Raft. We could do a Raft playthrough.
What is Raft?
Oh, you
It's
guys haven't played
crafting
Raft?
survival.
Raft
Nick
is
doesn't.
actually legit hella
Nick doesn't
fun.
like crafting survival though.
I
He
know,
doesn't.
he's-
He doesn't.
I
It's
hate
not.
Rust.
Yeah.
It's like Rust in the
Right.
ocean.
As you were
Nah.
describing all the games that you were playing, I'm like, these are such Nick games.
Oh, I know.
Like,
I know.
I mean, I
really-
respect it. I
really
respect
message
it. You know.
So actually, you guys would enjoy the new League mode called Swarm. I think. It's
No.
it's a bullet.
I don't
hell.
think so.
I don't
It's
know
like a
about that.
multiplayer bullet hell.
I
Mm.
doubt it.
It's not League.
Every time I see
Like-
something about the League fight, the 2HKO, and people are like, this is the new revolutionary fighting game. It's
I don't like
everything
that
about
name.
this looks
I don't like the name
disgusting
either.
to me.
The name
I
hella
don't.
dumb.
Yeah,
I don't
the
know why they
name's
didn't stick
stupid.
with- I forget what they had it before, but it was a good name.
It was Project L.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's like Project
I just
M.
have no interest in it.
Anyway,
But what letter
why not
behind?
play off of that popularity, right?
I just hate seeing like
Dude.
they get like random fighting game players to be like, this game is gonna change the landscape. Like, no, it isn't. You
Hey,
just
man,
got a
that could be
paycheck
us.
and You just say this.
Hey, Riot Games, if you want to send us a code for
No,
2HM,
no,
whatever
no.
the fuck.
We have our integrity. On the other hand, Aiding, if you want to send us Net Impact, we will say it is the greatest game ever made.
Mhm. It's got a sword character. He's doing the judgment cut.
He's got all this Virgil shit.
You know, he says scum and get motivated. You know, it's
Yeah.
my kind of game.
So the new League mode is just Vampire Survivors multiplayer, and
Yeah.
why don't you
Survivor's
just
already
play
multiplayer.
Vampire Survivor multiplayer?
because this one's new.
But I hate League.
Yeah, I mean, it is what
You
it
know,
is. Doesn't really
Yeah.
matter. Like
I'd
it's still a good game.
I think I would rather play RuneScape than League of Legends.
I would-
If I had to
That'd be
choose.
Let's
amusing
do
too.
that. Let's play
Yeah.
some
There
old
you
school
go.
RuneScape.
There you go. Yeah,
I wouldn't ask you guys.
You know what we should do? You ever play
I don't
Kingdom of
even play
Loathing?
League.
You guys ever play Kingdom of Loathing?
as much.
we've talked about this before. I certainly have.
Browser-based MMO. You could play that. You play as a stick figure.
Maple Story.
It's
Actually,
like,
I may have played.
I don't
Kingdom
even
Blood as a
know how to explain it. It's like menus and buttons. It's a game all on its own.
kid. It sounds so fun.
Yeah, it sounds.
It's like you're playing a
really good.
text adventure MMO, fake but real
Okay.
DOS kind of
Yeah, yeah.
browser-based.
We'll find
stick figure. It's
Yeah.
very niche, very
Impenetrable.
one-off.
yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
very esoteric.
We'll find it. We'll find a game that all three of us enjoy. I'm sure.
I'm-
I'm sure there's got to be there's something in the Venn diagram of us three. A game will land there that appeals to
Yes.
all of our, very specific tastes.
Or we can we'll all three just come up with something that only we like. We'll all give it a shot.
Exactly. We can also do that.
Yeah.
Everyone gets an equal, voice on the platform.
Play Lethal
Um,
Company too, or something.
Oh yeah, I already like that.
It's been getting
Yeah.
updates. Yeah.
Yeah, whenever it gets a new update.
I think
jump up a
Postal
little bit.
4 is getting multiplayer.
Yeah. When that comes out, I do actually
Postal
want.
4?
I do
Yeah.
want to play that with Nick. Yeah.
I
And
didn't know it was
Jake.
Postal 4.
They skipped Postal 3.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
was there a 3?
There was a
Just to cover
3,
it.
but it was not well received.
It was developed by a different company.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the last game I wanted to talk about. Oh, well, I guess I have two more, but I can kind of breeze past Persona 3 Reloaded. Did you ever play Persona, Jake?
Yeah.
Played
You
all-
played Persona
there's a whole
3.
range of
Oh,
different
beautiful.
Persona
Okay,
3.
okay. I couldn't remember if this was one of the franchises that you didn't.
I played
Didn't play
P3.
through.
All three of us did. Played
Mhm.
D3P, I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Truly, it was
You all
it's-
saw my
on the
maxed
PS.
out.
it was all
Maniac save
circled
file.
around us. Yeah.
Yeah.
I played Golden and 5 Royal.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, I'm revisiting Persona 3 through this remaster, and it's a remake technically. It's not really a remaster. Quite enjoyable, I like the new voice cast. I played them for like an hour, but then I just switched to Japanese because I feel like it makes more sense, for these Japanese characters to be speaking Japanese.
Not hearing Yuri Lowenthal's making you sick.
No, it's a different guy. Different guy. They're all different.
Yeah, it's Luke from Street Fighter.
Yeah, Alex Lee or Alex Lee. I don't know how you say it, but very pleasant. I remember playing through Persona 3 when I was in high school. And just like, man, I wish these character models were like not little Lego people.
Sure.
You know.
I remember playing Persona 3 in high school and being like, so this is how you talk to people. I should emulate this in real life.
You know what, dude?
Hands in the pockets. Yeah. Very cool.
That game got me through a dark part of my childhood.
Yeah.
Like I lost the closest person to me in the world. And I remember it was so devastated my grandfather at the time, and I was so devastated that whole summer. And that game like it sounds so cheesy, but it legit pulled me out of like the deepest depression I've probably ever been even today.
Yes.
What a heartwarming tale. I was not expecting to hear that.
Destruction.
No, truly, it like because of like it's so stupid, but like
that's not stupid at all.
And all
that's
that
not
stuff.
stupid
Like,
at
Yeah,
all.
it makes sense.
And the
That's
last
being
chapter
moved
of that
by
game,
art.
the January month, like that music and everything. I mean, and I just wasn't expecting the ending either.
But to
The
die.
ending, yeah, I just didn't expect he died. Like, fuck,
Yeah,
man,
right.
That ending gripped me hard.
So I'm looking forward to going through it again. Obviously, visually, it's a treat. I really enjoy the soundtrack because they haven't remixed the tracks too much. They've updated them slightly, but all the changes I'm a fan of, except the dorm theme. Remember that rap? Yeah, they've changed it.
They changed it. That one changed too dramatically. I just can't do it right now, so I've been watching her play through it. It changed too much. I will say the biggest downside for me is that they're not doing the girl. Because the girl's music,
it's so weird. That is weird.
Yes, either.
Apparently, there's going to be
the awakening or the answer is coming.
Oh,
yeah, there's going to be episode, I guess is what they're calling the DLC that's going to be coming out.
Sure,
it's the answer. Yeah,
whatever.
So yeah,
which is cool because I've only watched a let's play of that since I didn't have. FES.
You didn't have FES
too. So like I watched a let's play of it.
Yeah,
and it's got one of my favorite songs in all of the Shin Megami Tensei series franchise. The one where they fight each other. I always forget the name of it. I think it's called The Awakening, or something like that. But it's an awesome battle song. It's an awesome battle song.
I love I have a soft spot for the aesthetics of 3 just because it's the title that got me into the franchise.
Me too. Yeah, I'm definitely biased. There's no question.
Like when they point the gun at their head.
I think
it's gnarly.
The UI design elements that they learned in 5 translate really well into 3. It's really pleasant to navigate through those menus.
Tartarus is much more bearable.
Oh, and certainly, yeah.
Yeah. The only problem is that they made it way too easy with the they just shouldn't have added the baton pass. Well, it's baton pass, right? For 5.
Yeah.
Watching, I mean, she's not playing on hard. She played on normal, but Maniac.
It just seems a little too easy.
Yeah, well, because
Maniac was like cock and ball torture.
Yeah, I never bother with those.
I didn't either.
Too hard of a difficulty.
I played on normal because it was like, my first entry to
Persona anymore.
3. I played on normal.
Yeah,
it's hard. Yeah, I don't have the time to play
but I did
extreme
way back when
difficulty games.
If you're single and you have no job and no life, I strongly recommend playing Persona 3P Portable on Maniac.
That is one of those instances where the juice makes it worth the squeeze, or
it's horrible.
Yeah, the juice is worth the squeeze.
The bragging rights.
But challenge is good. We like challenge.
I mean, I beat it on Maniac. Now I've got a GF. I've got a job.
I'm on the way to being there. Yeah.
Directly correlated.
But Persona 3 Reloaded, yeah, very, very good. Very good. Said that funny. Very cool. I haven't spent too much time with it, honestly. I just wanted to kind of get first impressions, and I'm pleased. Looking forward to playing more of it. I have been playing a shitload. This is my last one. I'm playing a shitload of Rise of the Ronin, which is quite
Really
fun.
good.
It's did you play Ghost of Tsushima, Jake?
No, but I know I watched quite a bit of YouTube on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like just pick by watch.
This is certainly like if Ghost of Tsushima is like an Akira Kurosawa like samurai epic, this is like more fun. You know, it doesn't take itself
definitely.
quite as seriously. It's more of like I don't know. I don't know directors very well. Like Toshiro Mifune, the actor, would certainly
There's
be in
only
this,
two directors.
right?
It's
Kurosawa
Takashi
and
Miike and
Miike.
Kurosawa. Yeah.
Well, then this is Rise of the Ronin certainly leans more towards like a Miike philosophy, where um, yeah, you got a lot of fun and dismemberment and challenging combat. It's from the team that did Neo, right?
Okay.
Koei Tecmo, and when they fused with Team Ninja.
Neo's a badass game.
It's quite interesting to me because Neo, when I played through Neo, I only played a few hours of each. Those games are hard as fuck.
Yeah.
But it's so interesting to me because some of those weapon animations, those move sets, they feel like they've just been ripped straight out of Dynasty Warriors. But when you tune the difficulty
Yeah.
in a way, and you tune the physics a little differently to make it more Souls-like, it changes the feeling immensely. And when the stakes are higher, when it's only like 2 hits to die, suddenly it changes the feel of these weapons and animations. And I think as the games progressed, the series, you kind of get less and less of that feeling. Like in Rise of the Ronin, it doesn't feel so much like I recognize like this is Zhao Yun's the sword style sort of thing. Like it's much more developed in a way. But combat wise, very fun. It's it's an open world, but it's mission based with the story. And it has co-op. I don't know if you can do co-op like within the open world,
Okay.
but some missions you certainly can.
Kind of like the old Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or like Stranger of Paradise is a more recent example.
Oh man, I gotta play that.
Yeah, it has multiplayer.
Never played
Yeah.
That's a 3-player
Final
game.
Fantasy Origin or whatever.
Yeah.
Is it really?
3-player game. 3-player game.
Yeah,
We got
I
Stranger
really
of
wanna play
Paradise.
that,
That'd be
actually.
very funny.
Yeah.
We should
Yeah.
play that together.
Yeah.
It's just so funny when have you seen it? When he's like, was it like, how could you do that, Jack? He's like, fuck you. And he
Yeah.
starts
He's
listening
like,
to
shut
Limp
the
Bizkit.
fuck
Totally.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, we should play
That's
that.
awesome.
Yeah, actually, that'd be great.
Just like me. Yeah.
And
Just like you.
it's also
It seems that they probably made it for you after
Yeah.
you.
I'm pretty sure that game feels a lot like Neo from what I saw.
Okay.
So exciting
Yeah,
stuff.
it looks great.
Yeah, Rise of the Ronin, really cool. I know we talked about it a little bit with the Allanson brothers. I think Brian was playing through it.
Yeah.
Um,
Brian was playing through Unicorn Overlord, which I still need to get my hands on.
yes. But it's cool.
Yeah, it's the vanilla soft Fire Emblem,
Okay.
basically.
Okay.
hmm
I've heard quite a bit about that.
It looks great.
As someone who has played
Yeah.
Ghost of Tsushima before, I didn't finish that one as well. Granted, because
It looked like a
it's
slog.
just it can
Long.
be. It can be. It's a bit, yeah. It feels like the first entry in a franchise at times, where like it has features just to have them, like because it's an open world game. I don't think it necessarily had to be, frankly, with some of it. I can't speak too
Yeah. I
informed.
mean, not
about it.
every franchise can knock it out of the park day one, like Dead
Mhm.
Rising, where
I mean,
it's just
it's-
a gradual downhill slide afterward.
Yeah.
Like technical achievement,
Dude,
Ghost of
it's good.
Tsushima is beautiful, and I
Yeah.
think a really like
It is.
nicely rendered, Japan and samurai games I'll always welcome. So no shade there, but I think what Rise of the Ronin kind of offers is something that's more up my alley. You're not just restricted to using a katana. There are like multiple weapon forms you could use, multiple weapon styles, and then with each weapon you have like
Ripping
multiple
out the
styles you can
Ishin.
learn. Yeah, it's you run into Ryoma Sakamoto because it's set in the same time period as Ishin, which is quite funny. Or maybe not the same time period, but it's definitely dealing with
Yeah,
historical
the
figures
Shinsengumi's around.
in the same. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, this one feels more akin to Way of the Samurai than Ghost of Tsushima ever did, just because it's a little more video gamey but I
A little
think
more
it's
wacky.
yeah, but it's an example of one of those games where like I'm really glad that it's embracing this. It almost feels like old school PS2 era design where it's like you have a friendship meter with fucking Ryoma Sakamoto that you could invest in and all these like collectible cats and things and it's not super
Yes, fun things.
yeah, it's not concerned about being like epic, or really
Yeah.
dramatic. Like it does have those
Not going for the
moments
HBO
still,
miniseries feel.
but yes, it's not prestige gaming, right? And I don't think every game has to be that. And I think there's room at the table for both. But it's one of those games that like it reminds me of like I love it when I can just fucking get lost in this 7 out of 10 at best game, but like it's a 7 that feels like a 10 because I'm having such a good time, and like I don't mind. So highly recommend it. Um, it kind of motivates me to like finish and then try Ghost of Tsushima to really see the other
7
side
out
of
of
the
10
coin.
game of the year.
Like every Assassin's Creed you played for the past 5 years, it's like a 7
No,
out of 10
but see,
game.
Are they even
Makes you
7 out of 10
feel-
anymore?
No,
They're
no.
only
See, the
two.
thing about Rise of the Ronin, and this is
Six,
crucial.
five.
This
I
is
haven't played
crucial for the difference between this and like a Ubisoft game, right?
Okay.
It's because of the difficulty. It's the difficulty balance. There's a satisfaction, and the way that the game is tuned, the combat is actually fun.
Okay.
Combat in Assassin's Creed and Watch Dogs and
No,
Far
yeah,
Cry
What,
is
Match X?
fucking
That's fair. You play it for the
asinine.
like immersive setting. I get it.
Right. Yeah, like you get the dopamine hit of an open world in Ubisoft, but you don't really get engaging minute to minute gameplay.
No.
Right. Something that Rise of the Ronin does well, right?
You
Is
play Life of
that
Pi?
challenge. What's that?
Did you guys play Life of Pi?
Life
Did
of Pi, the
Life
movie?
of Pi.
Not Life of Pi. Fuck, sorry.
I
Lies
was
of
like, what is
P.
that?
Oh.
Lies of
I'm
P.
tired. I'm pretty tired.
No
No, I
worries.
played the demo.
No, I didn't.
but
I didn't play
It didn't
Lies of
like
P.
grab me.
Right. I'm not one of those
Yeah.
people that needs to play
It looked-
every Souls like.
Me neither.
Right.
I as much as I enjoy the genre, what intrigued me about this one is it reminded me of the aesthetic of Dishonored.
Really?
Which
yeah,
I
the
love.
clockwork shit.
I
Mm,
love
mhm.
that aesthetic. But
Did
I
you play
actually haven't
2?
Played it. Dishonored 2?
Yeah.
No.
I started
only
that one.
Played 1.
I did the crazy ass like Jindosh riddle that people are like, oh, you can't look this up online, like because it's so bespoke to everyone's playthrough. It took me fucking forever, but I did it, and then I was just like fucking burnt. I was like, oh, too much
Yeah.
brain power, Arcane. But I do have very fond memories of that first Dishonored. I think when it came out, it was
I
such
think
a
I'm
breath
playing
of fresh
Thief.
air.
I feel like that might be more fun.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. If you're not concerned about, or if you're not looking for like intense combat scenarios and you're more focused on like stealthing and that sort of
Yeah.
thing, that's what
I-
Thief provides.
I like good stealth games.
Yeah.
Dishonored provided a nice like you could be full stealth, not even be seen.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a difficulty.
Were you high
around
chaos
that.
or low chaos in your playthrough of Dishonored? Do you remember
I played it
how you finished
twice.
it? Okay.
And I played it twice. The first time I played low chaos, I played
Just choking
through,
everyone, not killing a soul.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
to get seen at all. And the 2nd
Mhm.
time I went full high chaos because
High
I knew the
chaos.
combat enough by then. Sorry, heck yeah.
So
and I just
fun.
Went crazy. It's the combat was so good.
Right.
Like that game was a game
that
that was so
telescopic
fun.
sword that he
The
whips
killing.
out. So sick.
It's what Assassin's Creed wanted to do, but just has been so late.
He's not even in the second one, is he? Corvo or whatever?
You can play as Corvo.
I
You can
did
play as
play.
Corvo
You can?
or Emily. At the start of the game, you get a
That's
choice, and then
That's
the
right.
other one is encased in stone for the narrative, and it becomes
Alright.
kind of like a point to I have to save him.
And
Did you guys
one's
play
supposed to be
Prey?
more-
Did you play their 2017
The
Prey?
new one?
Yeah, that's also Arcane. Yeah, did you play it?
No.
Either of you?
didn't
No?
Didn't they have weren't they making another one? It got canceled or something.
I think.
Or-
Prey?
Yeah, the whole
Oh.
studio got shut down.
Is that
didn't
what
it?
So
happened?
there,
Arcane
so
shut
Prey,
Is that
Prey,
what, that's what I'm
Prey
thinking of.
2 was initially going to be developed and published by Bethesda, right? It was an IP they picked up after the original kind of
Developed
got-
by Bethesda?
yeah. Well, ZeniMax was going to publish it, and
Okay.
I think Bethesda was going to develop it.
Maybe hand off
But
to
then-
Machine Games.
Then Arcane got the
Thank
IP before 2017, and then they ended up developing their sort of immersive sim for that. It doesn't really have any ties to like the Native American getting abducted by
the
aliens.
classic Prey.
360, yeah, and it doesn't resemble the concept for Prey 2, which was you're going to be like an intergalactic bounty hunter, was the original concept. Kind of went in this new direction. It's one of those things that I think could have benefited from not being called Prey. Like I think maybe if they
It
tried
should have been a
to
standalone.
sell it as like a different IP, perhaps would have succeeded more. And now we will never get like, well, never
Anything.
get. But Arcane got, shut down famously this past year because of Microsoft.
I thought so. I couldn't remember if it was them.
They didn't sell in the season passes.
Redfall was really the end of the line for them, right? That vampire multiplayer game.
Made Redfall.
That was their
That's
big
Arcane
success.
Austin. Yeah. All right.
that's
And before
right.
that, yeah, they had Dishonored, Dishonored
Okay,
2,
yeah.
Prey.
Riddance.
What was the other one? Deathloop was like another early next gen title. I played
play
through it. I was hoping for more like feeling like Hitman, like a game like Hitman, where like the planning aspect of that.
Yeah.
But it really just felt like running. I don't know. I didn't give it enough of a fair shake, but I was just like running around and just trying to kill targets. It's like, within the days I can, but it's fine. I think Dishonored is really where the mechanics and the gameplay shine most for that franchise or for those developers.
The atmosphere too. The atmosphere is fucking awesome. It was so good.
Unique.
So unique.
Like whale oil. Like,
exactly.
No game is doing that sort of thing. Yeah.
No, and just the setting, like
of
that
Dunwall.
dystopian.
Yeah. Really urban.
London.
Yeah.
With very
grime.
Exactly. It was grimy. It was grim. It was almost like a steampunk-ish, but not. But like it's set in.
But it wasn't.
Like
it wasn't
18th
leaning
century
into like fucking
London.
Clockwork Monocle or
Monocle and
Top Hat.
Top Hat.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank God. Yeah. No, it was cool. And the sequel, granted, even though I didn't finish it, what I did play, I did enjoy, and I think it also capitalizes more on the hardware power, and the aesthetics are very well represented. So I'd give it a chance. I think it's worth it. Despite my.
I've been considering replaying through both of them, right? Because I never played through 2, and I know one had a good DLC. I think.
Yeah, it did. It had a couple. Yeah, Rosario Dawson had a DLC, and then there's one where you play as Dowd.
Yeah,
she's a character. She's a character.
I remember one of them being
like as herself.
No, she's like Billy, whatever, the woman with the fucking prosthetic arm, all that jazz. But yeah, that's what I've been playing. Been having a good time. What about you, Jake? Anything you want to bring to the table?
Well, I already said I've been playing that new game mode of League. I haven't played regular League in a long time because of it. In a long time, like a month.
You don't have to lie to us. It's okay. It's cool.
No, I actually stopped. Like I just.
I quit, man. It's cool. I'm done. I'm not even texting her or anything.
No, I've been having too much fun playing Deep Rock Galactic. I bought that on the Steam sale about a month ago, and I needed to get my League destroys my wrists because of how I've set up my attack move. For those listeners that know, like of our game group, I am the pretty much like almost.
Are you jungling? You're jungling
80 carry role, so there's the most clicking for sure, and
a regular Acadian.
No one else. We grew up
celebrity from our hometown.
Irrelevant.
Yeah, in our choir group. Matt's a good dude. But yeah, I had to take a break. My wrist just hurt too much from it, so I just been playing. Also, new Trackmania season dropped earlier this month, like for the summer season. So I've been just bitching that, and I bought Deep Rock Galactic on the summer sale, and my God, that game is fantastic,
addictive.
It's
curious for both of you.
Wonderful game.
Question: like on average, how many games do you think you buy a year? Just off the top of your head. 5. You keep it low.
Before we did this show, maybe 4. Now, like 50.
Wow,
that's crazy.
That's crazy.
I feel like I probably buy too many video games, considering that I don't really see things through to completion. But I also, my point of view is I don't have to. I think you can see what a game has to say without necessarily
know.
rolling credits.
I mean, I
I
bought
envy you.
I bought the entire Science Adventure series just in case I feel like playing through them, like
Yeah,
Steins Gate and
I'll
Chaos
do
Egg
that.
and all that.
I'll do that sometimes.
Yeah.
I feel like if visual novels
I will
were
do
like
that.
on mobile, I feel like I'd get through them.
I mean,
You
they
know, but
technically are in the Steam
I don't
Deck,
want to
but
play at the computer just reading a fucking thing. I'd rather just, you know.
and that's the thing. It's like I can never find the moment to just sit down and read on my Steam
They should
Deck.
make visual novels,
That's-
physical
yeah,
novels, like
yeah.
a choose your own adventure style.
They do.
visual
They're
novel.
called game books.
Oh,
But
those exist?
unfortunately, they only really sell if they're full of like pornography. Like a Queen's Blade started as a game book.
Ah,
Did you guys play Stellar Blade?
No,
no.
but we've had a lot of people, a lot of real, genuine, highfalutin developers say it's actually very good.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
That's
I'd
the
be
crazy
dying to
thing.
play it. No, I want to get.
It's supposed to actually be
PlayStation.
very solid.
As you
Yeah.
know, I'm waiting for whenever I thought they were going to announce the Pro by now. If they don't announce the Pro by my birthday, I'm just.
You know, the second you buy it, they're gonna announce like PS6.
I know. Well, no.
Get
The
it
Pro-
just in time for Grand Theft Auto
Yeah.
6 PS5
If they announce
Pro.
a 6, that's fine. I'll take that instead. But I've waited 5 years for a
PlayStation
PS5.
6 retail
That's fine.
MSRP is $899 US.
I don't care as long as I'm not
Was that
buying it
the
from
Yeah,
a
okay.
scalper.
PS3 base price?
No,
That was like 700, I think.
Yeah.
The PS3.
I'll-
PS3 back in the day.
I'll pay that much as long as it's from Sony and not a scalper.
Fair enough.
I'm not gonna give money to a scalper. Those
I'll get a
people are
Steam Deck
scum.
too for that much, but
They're
not a
fucking
PS6.
Absolute scum of the earth. Like they give nothing back to.
They
some-
kill for
They're
it.
like respect the hustle. I'm like fuck you. You're not doing anything good for us.
I know. You picked that out of a little crying child's hands.
You want to
Yeah, you're not helping anyone.
Like do something.
Yeah, you want to be a
actually.
real hustler. Try selling drugs, okay? Try doing something
Yeah,
decent.
enrich your
I actually
community.
respect that
Give
more than
back.
fucking,
Put,
like,
put some
scalping.
effort into it. Try making
Yeah.
crack rock.
Exactly.
Okay.
Don't sell a
Creative.
PS5. Sell some crack.
Sling some crack.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will get a PS5. And I guess Stellar Blade's coming to PC. I think.
Yeah, I mean, I'll
So
try
I'll play
it.
it.
I doubt it'll even run on the Steam Deck, to be honest. It looks a little
It's
too
crazy.
glamorous.
Crazy.
Mhm.
Ivy really wants to play it because it looks like near Automata.
Automata.
Yes, the
Right,
dress, the style of dress is very similar to Nier.
And the
Listen,
gameplay.
She has
That too,
a
yeah.
The
she has
gameplay is
a
super
big
similar.
ass like 2B, and she's
Yeah,
fighting
yeah.
robots.
So
Yeah.
Ivy and I.
It's
both wanna play
Korean
it.
I'm sure
Nier.
Joanna would like to play it. Yeah, Joanna's a big Bayonetta fan.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Did you play Bayonetta 3?
Women love sexy
didn't.
women, as it turns out. I
I
was
didn't
shocked to
play
find that out.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Even straight women.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, women are pretty.
Unlike us guys, we only like
You
big,
hate sexy men?
muscular men. No, no, we only like big muscular guys like Hulk
Mm.
Hogan.
Yeah, guys you
and
can't
that
fit through a door. You know,
Yeah.
turn sideways.
Can't relate. Can't relate.
But yeah, Deep Rock Galactic, great game, fucking awesome
Mhm.
game.
Are you big on crafting survival types or no?
Yes,
Okay. Nice. So
that's
see,
not what Deep Rock
that's
is.
common ground between. Doesn't it have elements of that, or is it more run based like extraction type?
Like
It's
shooting,
more
right?
extraction. It's
Yeah.
much
Okay.
more extraction. Dude, it's awesome. You play as 4 dwarves. Well, there's a mod where you play as more, and it actually tailors the
Is
difficulty
it?
to it.
What does
it's
they
on
say?
Steam, right?
Yes.
Something
Okay.
in steel, rock and steel, or whatever they say.
Rock
Rock and
Stone.
Stone.
Rock
Yeah,
and
dude,
stone.
I wasn't expecting much. I bought it for like $9 or something, $10 on the summer sale, and
Too rich for my blood.
the DLC is all acquirable in game. So
Oh, that's kind of cool.
it's all cosmetic, and
Oh,
like
okay.
so you basically
I love
can buy the
cosmetics.
DLC just to support the devs, which I
I would never
inevitably
do
will,
that.
because I will probably just because I don't even know if we'll use it. I still like the grind. I mean, I like grinding in games, so it's
Are you Korean? For any
to
chance?
get it all. You can
They love
grind.
grinding.
and
Maple Story, yeah.
yeah, it's just a great game. Like overall, it's super fun with friends.
The gunplay is good?
The gunplay is awesome. It's so stupid how badass you feel. Because you're just fucking
It's
dwarves
like
running around.
it's
I have a dwarf looking like Shrek with a fucking afro, and
and you
he runs
still
around with
feel
a
like a
shotgun and a
fucking
rocket
badass.
launcher, and you feel like an absolute badass.
Yeah, maybe I
Like
could.
Kind of sidebar there. With character
sadism-
creators, do you guys normally make fucking
can you
like
make a
Monster
guy?
Factory type shit, or do
So
you?
that's the whole appeal of all the like
You make a
side
guy?
content is all the cosmetic.
All right.
Yeah,
I
and
can make a guy.
there's four characters. There's a gunner, an engineer, a scout, and
Is it
a
like
driller.
swarms of enemies that come down on you
Yes.
after a
So
time?
like you're mining, there's objectives. There's like 8 or 9 different types of missions, right? And they're
Hmm.
all pretty unique. And
Like
you
mission
basically
types.
drop in together, yes, and then
Okay.
you go through the motions like, mine your shit. You can mine for certain elements that will give you like resupplies for your
Hmm.
weapons. Then swarms will come in of enemies, different types of enemies. There's different locations within this planet, so it's just like there's the enemy variants, right?
Does it always involve like digging deep into an area and then the
Kind of.
eventual running out of it, or?
Yeah, there's always going to be some. It's not always just digging though. Like there's, the most basic mission is just mining this one element and then getting out once you have
Hmm.
it. The other types of missions are like setting up oil rigs, not oil rigs, but like liquid. The gem is called like morkite rigs, where you build the rig out and then you have to
Hmm.
protect it, right, and rebuild as it goes down. There's missions where you're collecting these alien eggs, and every time you grab one, swarm units.
Alien eggs.
Yeah,
Horrible.
so
One
it's
of them
really
just.
fun. Each character has their own way of navigating the world. So,
Hmm.
like
Is
for
it one of
instance,
those
the
games
engineer
where you
has
need to have one of each class, or is this
no,
the
but
kind
it
of game where you
feels
could like we
it
could
feels
run
really
four
good.
gunners? Okay.
You could run 4 gunners, but it feels really good because every class really does serve a purpose. Like the engineer has a platform gun, right? So if you see this element way up on the top of a cave that you can't really it's going to be hard to get to. The engineer could platform all the way down, but you're
Hmm.
using like 10 platforms to do it. Or if you have a scout who has a
It's like a
grappling hook,
jetpack or grappling. Okay.
you platform. So then the engineer lands. He looks and he shoots all the platforms so that the scout can just go and get all the shit. While your
Mhm.
gunner's got a zip line that he can set up for the whole team to use in certain like key
Yeah,
points.
I've seen clips of the zip lines and grappling hooks in this
Yeah,
game.
and the driller can like just drill through
Yeah.
anything. So
It looks like
it's
it gets
very
hectic
fun.
as well, yeah.
It's so addicting. It's probably the best $10 I've ever spent
Okay.
on Steam.
Wow.
All right, we'll
Wow.
try it.
High praise.
Seriously, no. In terms of just
I think
like
I might
on
have
a
it, yeah.
whim, buying a game on a whim,
Hmm.
absolutely. And it's the thing is they probably have the best live service model I've ever played. They're on season 5 now.
Hmm.
You can go back and play any season to get all of those cosmetics and
Yeah.
anything acquirable in those
Take
seasons to
notice,
experience those
Fortnite. Fuck you.
seasons. And
Yeah.
there's no extra dollar that you need to pay to do that. It's just the
Wow.
$10 and you get the whole experience.
Most excellent.
And they're constantly updating
Hmm.
great basically.
Fresh stuff to do.
It's just a great
That's
fun
very
We're going
cool.
all the way back to Tilted Towers, huh?
all the way.
You can
No,
go all
it's
the way
just a
back to that
great game.
original island. Very cool. On the topic of kind of cooperative space-based shooters, objective-based shooters, have you ever played GTFO, either of you? Or have you heard of
Is it
I've
GTFO?
heard
a
of it.
scary game?
Yeah, it's like a
It is
yeah,
it
right?
is kind of scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like
I haven't
prison
played it.
labor
Is it good? Did
in
you
the
play
grim
it?
future. I have played it. It is challenging. It is actually very tough.
Did you scream?
Um, it's not like no. It has
It's like scary.
it's atmospheric, right? And like, you know, and it gets hectic. It gets very frenzied and difficult. But it's not like I fear for my life. It's more just like holy shit, this is a shitty situation. We're all gonna get overrun. It's not so much like the creature design is horrifying or the AI behaves in a way that is really spooky.
Sure.
It's just the balance of it is tough, unforgiving. So if you're not working as a team or communicating, it's one of those things that'll just fall apart very quickly. Deep Rock Galactic, the way you describe it, makes it sound like GTFO, but actually winnable.
It's yeah, and it's got some difficulties I haven't even played on yet because it gets really hard.
Mhm.
Like it's very challenging, but it's just fun. The sound design is also awesome. Like when explosions happen, when certain parts of certain missions happen, it's just so they've done it so well. It's so polished. Is the way to put it. Like everything in that game is polished. You can also it's got probably the best hub world of
Oh, it
like
has a hub.
since like I know you're not a big Borderlands fan, but like
Yeah.
for those who are with Sanctuary, they'll know what I'm talking about in Borderlands 2.
Yeah,
Like
just like that
Sanctuary is an
settlement.
awesome place. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So your ship that you go back to is you can just spend hours in it like
Your
for
centralized
gems. There's
hub?
little games. There's
Oh, I
like
love that.
you can get drunk and like beers have different effects. You fucking
That's
throw
fun.
it back
That's
on
This
the
fun.
is like
dance
Monster
floor.
Hunter.
It's
Right?
so fun. Yeah,
See,
it
that's
is.
that's
It's
like
like
the
your
social
station.
component of these games, right? You can do the
Totally.
same shit in like Grand Theft Auto Online now. Like getting drunk in that game is quite humorous, and then trying to actually like do crime, just like hammered off your ass
No,
with
yeah, you
pals.
have
Yeah,
to do
it's
the
great.
missions drunk if you
Yeah,
don't in Deep Rock if you don't like drink a sobering up beer or pass out like
that's
and it's
fun. It's fun.
impossible. It's so disorienting. But
Very cool.
yeah, so I've been playing that. Trying to think of what else. I mean,
Yeah,
still playing
anything from
Electro.
2024. Kind of segueing
Um,
into my next question for you guys. Right.
Was RE4 this year?
RE4 was last
yeah.
year, dude.
Oh,
Was
I
it?
don't think I've played anything from
4
2020.
remake
Oh,
was
Balatro. Oh,
2023.
Balatro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, the
that's 2023.
blueprints. The blueprints. That's one of
The
my
the
top
Oh
Capcom game
yeah.
this year, Capcom game this year that came out was Dragon's Dogma 2,
What,
and
Exo
then
Primal? Oh yeah.
Exoprimal as well. Um, but yeah, I don't know when Dead Rising is
So
coming out. But what were you
the
saying, Jake?
the
I'm
This
sorry.
year.
it's okay. The blueprints is a demo that
The
me and a couple
blueprints,
buds.
like he's a
Yes,
prince of a kingdom, not the blueprint.
but yeah, but it's a play on words for sure
Oh,
with
Yeah.
the style
It's
of game. It's
nuance.
supposed to sound
oh,
like the blueprint,
oh.
like, but it's the
Okay, intriguing.
blueprints,
What's it about?
and it's if you've ever played what's the board game?
The haunting on the house on the hill or
Something,
something.
yeah. It's like
Oh,
there's the haunt in the
yeah,
board game. Have you
yeah.
played
That's a
that?
very fun.
It's
I
a great
have.
board game, right? Like, I've
Yeah,
only
It's
played
one of
it
the
once or
few
twice,
good
but
board
it's a
games.
fantastic
it's
board
a
game.
very cool game. Especially if you engage with it with like the companion
Some
app
role
or whatever,
play.
where you
Yeah,
have to like do
Yeah.
puzzles and
right.
it's very cool.
So this one is like the setting, the style of gameplay is like that. It was a demo for a month
Okay,
and it was
so
gonna come out
everyone
later this
has
year.
like a character they're assigned to,
It's
and then
single
you're kind
player.
of. Oh,
It's a
okay.
single player. So it's more like an escape game, but it's not escape. It's just a puzzle game. But you know how in the haunt game, on the hill or whatever, you
Mm-hmm.
build rooms,
Yeah,
like
you're
you
going
roll
room by
for rooms.
room. Yes.
So in this game, you've got like a 6 by or a 7 by, I don't know, 10 grid of this house, right? This
Mm-hmm.
mansion. And you build out the rooms, you roll for the rooms, like you go up to a room, if it's not locked, you open, you get a choice of 3 rooms. And sometimes the room's a dead end, sometimes it can go,
Mm-hmm.
all 3 ways. And then you build out those rooms and you try and fill out the whole thing. You don't have to. The goal is to get to this end room where you open
Mm-hmm.
that door. But the only ways to open that end room's door are like doing these crazy puzzles,
Yeah. Is
and
it
you
is
have
it
4 days to do
also
it.
is it also cosmic horror themed, or is this like a different sort of?
It feels kind of weird horror, but it's not like there's
It's not
nothing
like
at least yet that was
other dimensional eldritch horror that you're going to
no, but
contend with at the end.
there is like just this ominous feeling you have throughout it,
Okay.
this like impending like just something wrong. There's
Mm-hmm.
something wrong here, right?
Interesting.
Because it's
Okay.
very perplexing. Like the puzzles are also extremely tricky.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun though, and the demo. I played the shit. I probably put 20 hours in just the demo because you could replay it.
Yeah.
Some of the rooms weren't unlocked yet that you could draft, but on purpose,
That
right?
reminds
But
me of how Nick would talk about World of Horror. It's like, oh, I played through this like
Yeah.
free mode a billion times. Yeah.
yeah, I would
Cool.
highly recommend the Blueprint shouting that one out. It's going to come out
Okay.
later this year. It was super. If you like puzzle games, it was super immersive. The art styles,
Is it kind of
fine.
so when you're solving the puzzles, is it what is this like Myst? Is this like 999? What is the
So
gameplay here?
the puzzles can
Is it just
vary.
like
Like
screens of puzzles?
no, like you walk into the room, right? You drafted this room, and this
Mm-hmm.
room has a safe that you discovered that you might not even discover that this room has a safe, but this room has a safe. Say this room is the painting room, and there's just paintings everywhere. There's 5 different portraits, but they're copied 25 times, or each one has different times, and they've got a bar under it. Some of them have a longer stride, a bar measuring the stride of the people in the painting. So there's a painting of an old man, a young boy, a horse, a woman, and a man, for instance. Each of them have different strides, and you have to kind of put together like, maybe you have to count the paintings to figure out like which strides are the same, or to unlock the code on the safe, right?
Okay,
Like that one I never
that
got.
sort of
It
stuff.
was extremely hard, but
And the way that's presented, is it like you're interfacing with it through like a first person perspective, or it's just like it's just like thrown on the screen for you?
No, you're
to kind of look
interfacing.
at?
You're moving around.
Oh, you're in there. Okay,
You're in it. Yeah, so it's full on like you are walking around
within the environment. Okay,
Yeah,
I didn't
you're
know if
clicking
this
on
was
things, picking shit up,
Okay,
digging up dirt, like
getting
yeah.
more of an idea here. Oh,
yeah.
Cool.
It's
Single
worth watching
player?
it. Single player, but I actually always played it with friends together. Like
It's a fun
one
kind of
person was playing,
experience
and then we
too.
would be like, "Hey, what do you think? What should we draft here? What should we draft?"
Yeah.
Basically playing it together.
That is like an escape room, experience.
Right? Yeah.
Certainly,
So even though it's one person playing, everyone's basically
it
discussing each
can be a shared
999,
experience. Yeah. Oh,
Very
cool.
fun. Very,
I like
very
that.
fun. It would be fun to do when it comes out with you guys, honestly.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well,
Hopefully
there's
it
a
comes
cool-
out this October, I think.
Cool
Is that what he
topical
said?
game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never heard of it, so that's very, very cool.
Yeah, it was just recommended randomly on Steam to one of my buds, and I decided to play it because it was free. So
And that I was gonna ask
Yeah.
Nick what his 2024 game of the year would be, but I think I already know. It's Y2K.
Latro.
Oh yeah.
I point
I
B.
I just have a feeling it's gonna be really good. Can't tell you why. Can't tell you how. Can't tell you anything about it because I don't know. I don't know anything about it. But it is probably
That's probably gonna be yours for the year, I think.
It really will be.
Aside from that, are there
Never
other
mind.
games? Are there other games, from outside of the year that you played that
I'm not allowed.
Yes, I
you're
am.
really enjoying this
Aside?
year?
in trouble.
That came
Yeah.
out this year.
No, not even just this year. Just like
Oh, Pikachu! Out of all the games I got from the summer sale, Pikachu Dreams, Pikachu whatever is probably the best one I got from that whole selection. That and Pseudo Regalia, just platformer and action bullet, fuck crazy. Those are two
very
outstanding ones.
engaging. It sounds, yes.
Yeah,
Very cool. Very cool.
story based. I don't know if I ever get around to the VNs. I'm sure I'll like it. I'm sure I'll like Steins Gate. I thought the anime was pretty good.
That is a game.
Yeah.
There's a bunch, aren't there? Or a few?
There's
maybe
four.
bunches.
There's 5 Steins Gate games.
Was the anime based off of that?
It's based off the original game, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay,
I
cool.
like the fates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except
My game of the year this year probably going to be, early contender is Dragon's Dogma 2. But we'll see. We'll see how I feel about other stuff in the year. I could honestly change my mind. I'm sure.
I still gotta play that. I've had it for a while.
Apparently, I don't know if performance on PC is any better, but one way to find out. But I'm hoping that game gets a little more support throughout the year. Maybe if there's a big content update by the end of the year, I'd be very pleased. Have either of you gotten? I don't know if we talked about this last time, but have either of you gotten around to the Elden Ring DLC?
Oh, I was gonna bring that up.
No,
I
totally.
I
I
haven't.
just completely forgotten it even came out.
Ivy and I are gonna play it together.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I do
feel
want
like I
to
should just replay the whole game at this point.
play through it with a co-op mod. There's a pretty functional co-op mod on
Very
PC.
functional. Yeah, you can play through without having to summon each other.
Yeah,
the whole
it's kind
time.
of sick.
It's cheating.
Whatever, dude. No,
At this
I
point,
was
no.
getting
I already beat the game,
Elden
who
Ring
cares?
vibes
Exactly.
while I was playing Rise of the Ronin. It was kind of scratching that itch.
I was gonna say, got Elden Ring vibes playing the DLC.
No, yeah, playing that. Yeah, it really felt like Elden Ring. No, just the the rate at which I was getting equipment, and then just the experimentation kind of aspect of like, oh, I wonder what this weapon feels like. Trying it out, and then exploring more. Very Elden Ring-esque.
Only problem with replaying that game. Sorry, Sam. Go ahead and finish.
No, that's really all I have.
Only problem with with replaying that game. I thought about it too. Like, when I play
And
it,
all the
maybe I'll
little
just.
tombs and mini dungeons.
If I were to do it now, because the first game I went before I actually beat it, I went back and like used a map and figured, found everything
Yeah,
just
you
to
did
find
the
it,
really
just to
optimized
experience it.
route, right? Yeah.
Like now I would do a fully now I would
Grind.
like draw out my route. I'd be like, okay, I want to do this build, so I want these weapons, and I'm just going to these dungeons. I'm not touching anything
Yeah,
else.
man.
Yeah.
That's a completely acceptable way to play a
Because
video game.
well, I understand. I understand. It's just like that game is really fucking long. For being a game as hard as it is,
There's
it's
so
not even
much of it.
actually that hard. It's just for being a game that you have to be on your toes at all
Yeah,
times.
it's not like
right?
Bloodborne where each environment is like very self-contained.
Or any of the Dark Souls for that
Or
matter.
like,
Like
you know where to go.
Yeah.
There's no little meandering pathway leading to a totally new lands.
Mhm.
yeah, exactly.
Of,
It's very those games are very even with if
They're
they did have a
concise.
side way,
Yeah.
you know where you're going.
Satisfying.
Right.
And I think that's a strength that those games have. Obviously, Elden Ring has a more mass appeal with its open world, but
I mean, that's why the legacy dungeons are such a standout in Elden Ring. Those are the actual like design put together areas.
right, which is obviously the number one complaint I think anyone has had is just like repeating bosses and
Mhm.
even though the dungeons were unique, each cave was unique.
Seeing the same
To a
enemy types is a
degree,
little.
you're still seeing the same.
Huge
Yeah.
step up from Skyrim, but
That's
Of
a
course,
problem.
of
That's a
course.
problem that's
Goes without
present in
saying.
Dragon's Dogma 2 right now. People are saying that there's not enough enemy variety, even though there's technically more types of enemies than the first game. The way that they're kind of distributed throughout the experience is a bit unfortunate, I will say.
And maybe
As
I just
big a
need to
fan as I am.
stop like comparing, Elden Rings to the Dark Souls. It's just it's
I mean,
hard. It's kind of hard. not
makes
to,
sense.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Elden Ring.
it makes sense to be
essentially a
critiquing from
Souls
that
game.
base.
Yeah,
right?
it's
Yeah.
a
But
Souls game.
they're different goals. They're trying to achieve different things.
Right, and that's where it's like they did open world really well. I don't want to like discredit them. They
Mhm.
to their credit, they did open world
But it's okay
only
to
second
prefer
to Witcher and
something else.
Breath of the Wild. Like
Wow, you really like
You
Elden
can
Ring's
never
world
replay
that much?
game.
I thought the world for I
Like
thought the way
exploration
they
wise,
did it, the way they did it
very compelling.
was very good because you're taking a game that wasn't open world at all, and that was kind of part of the reason it was so hard because it was like, well, you're gonna have to fight this boss or you just can't play the game.
Yeah, the formula of
You
those
can
games.
grind, but it was a grind, not as bad as
Yeah,
Sekiro, but
yeah,
like,
you're just you're running
like-
the track again. All right,
Yeah.
another lap through this fucking area.
and they did it. I think the world was fun in
Mhm.
Elden Ring up until the snow, but
Really, you didn't like that?
I liked
All the
the snow at
invisible
first.
enemies fucking coming up and
Yeah.
backstabbing you and ruining your day.
it was just
And
the jump-
Shabriri, who could forget him?
The jump in
Yeah.
difficulty was so fucking massive in that,
Mhm.
and which is fine. But it didn't feel difficult for the right reasons. It felt difficult just because enemies' health and damage was upscaled. But it's not like there was new attacks coming at me.
Mhm.
There's just another spell to dodge or
Mhm.
another swarm to run away from. But these ones did 5 times as much damage as just literally 10 minutes ago the last
Mhm.
bonfire, and I was like, okay, I get it was supposed to be done after the game. I'm talking about that one section that leads to the LINKTREE.
Yeah,
But-
the eternal stretch.
Jesus, that was ridiculous.
The
But
snow fog, whatever the fuck. It reminded me of Dark
Mhm.
Souls 2 in a bad way. The DLC with
Yes.
the snow.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
it's just not their strength. Yeah. They're
But, I
trying
mean-
though. Yeah, maybe they'll refine it in the next one.
I've heard
Someday
good things.
Miyazaki will get it. He's a trooper, He's a real scrappy one, that Miyazaki.
Still
Yeah,
a great game.
Hey, I've only
Still a
heard
great
good things about Shadow of the Erdtree as well.
Me too.
I'm not sweating to hop into it. I'll get around to it when I get around to it.
I've heard it's really hard. Everyone had that
Mhm.
complaint. We all heard the journalists, all that whining.
I mean,
It's
but
like,
then it was
yeah,
like the general consumer became the whiny journalist, which was super
of
funny.
course.
You know,
course.
where it's like, wow, how the
Which-
turntables. The journalists can get through it, but then casual fucking players. Are
That's
like,
true. That
"Eh,
was really funny. Then it got flipped on its head like
Brand
that.
new.
I mean, that's what the game is
Paradigm
aiming
shift.
to do, and that's why I'm actually really looking forward to this DLC.
Mhm.
I'll let it, I'm sure there's kinks. I'll let them work those out first and then jump in and, you
Yeah.
know.
Were you a big
maybe not,
Sekiro
right?
fan?
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
Rise of the Ronin kind of feels like a more accessible Sekiro. Like it's still
Okay.
challenging, but like the tempo of it feels like I really enjoyed that aspect of Sekiro's swordplay. Where it's like I love trading blows and like actively having to be involved in this process. And that's yeah. More so than just rolling around.
That
What's
you
up?
have quite a few questions.
He wanted to say something, so okay.
I feel like there's quite a few questions for you in particular
Really?
from the world at large.
Oh,
People want to
okay.
get to know you.
Interesting.
Do you want to hit these? Do you want
to?
to close out the episode right now?
I mean, is there
with
anything
the
left
Q&A?
of
I
interest?
mean, no, I just wanted to see what your goatee takes are now that we're halfway through the year.
For mine, the
Right.
goat. Is that what you're asking?
If you have
Yeah,
a
very
2024
bonds.
game of the year,
So that I'm anticipating, or
no, just if you played something this year that you think is going to be that, or if you think that it's going to come out. I'm curious what you
I
got.
I see what you're saying for potential game of the year award
For
game.
2024, right? Because people are saying,
Um,
"Oh, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is my goatee candidate,"
No.
or like,
I
yeah,
haven't
it's
played
not.
that. I'm just gonna wait till those are out.
It's
before I play 'em.
Y2K point B.
It's hard to say. I haven't played anything except indie games. Like I played
Indie games can
Animal
be fucking
and-
game of the year, dude. Like a game of the year doesn't
I
have
haven't
to
played a
be
real game.
a
They have their
fucking.
own category. Let's be real. So they have their
No
own
way,
game of the
dude.
year.
I think
If we're
Game
talking
of
about
the
the
Year is
Game
such a-
Awards. We're talking about the same Game
Yes.
Awards.
No, I'm
Man.
talking
How could
about
it be
I'm
the
talking
real-
about
it could be Game of the Year?
Jake's
It's not
personal
Assassin's
opinion.
Creed.
Right. This
Yeah.
is not this is divorced from what the
Okay.
industry tells you game of the year should be, right?
I thought that's what you were asking.
No, I'm at your personal opinions, right? I don't give a fuck when you project the industry can do.
God, what games are coming out this year?
I mean, if you're not, if again,
big ones?
I mean, you did bring up Assassin's Creed Shadows earlier, right? And we have not talked about that.
Yeah, don't start reaching.
No, I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be goaty, but I know we just brought that up conversationally.
But yeah, no, I will ask you about that in a sec. I think I haven't played Stellar Blade yet. Not that I think that's going to be because I've heard the stories like hot dog trash, but the gameplay looks fire and in more than one way. But
wow, I'm a non-believer. I'll be honest, but you know what?
It just looks like Nier,
I
and I
keep
love
hearing
Nier.
people say, and Nier Automata is very good. Replicant,
both Niers,
very good.
Yeah, both Niers, very good. In terms, I just like the gameplay, but so if the gameplay of Stellar Blade is as good as those, maybe, but the story being trash already kind of takes away from me.
The story in Stellar Blade is
Um,
trash.
That's what I've heard. Yeah,
Mhm.
I don't care.
I don't care either. The gameplay looks hella fun, but
Excuse
that
me.
does omit it from my game of the year.
Every game
for sure.
can't be Revengeance.
So
Mhm.
or near
I mean, the story in Bayonetta is like nonsense. Who gives a shit?
near
Story in Nier, terrible.
near Replicant.
Yeah, dog shit.
Wow.
The fuck? Get the fuck out of here. You couldn't even keep a straight face.
Yeah.
That's the only reason you told me to play it, because the gameplay
I know. I
of
had to
Old
give
Nier
it
was
like, listen, I know it
terrible.
looks like
I
shit.
played
It
original
plays like
Nier.
shit. But
It was
trust me.
fucking horrible. But yeah, the gameplay is awesome. I mean, the story is awesome in that game. But yeah, I would have to go. I mean, I don't really have one
It's
yet.
fair. I mean, it's fine. Yeah. If nothing this year is like jumped out at you, that's a valid answer as well.
No, not yet. Nothing. I also haven't played things that may have landed on that list.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah, I honestly, even though I said Dragon's Dogma 2, and I really did enjoy my time with that game, I don't know if I've experienced or seen anything yet that's like, this is really like, this is it,
right? Yeah. No, there was no.
I
Elden
haven't
Ring
had
this
any
year.
moment like that. And even with
Well,
Elden Ring, I'm gonna say my favorite game of that year was Sifu, that little martial arts game. It's like one of those perfect examples of like your game of the year doesn't have to be, prestige
That
game.
reminds me. I need to pick up Dojo Masters.
Oh, yeah, all these martial arts games coming out. I'm always a fan. Always enjoy more, even though there's certainly some schlock on the horizon. But yeah, that's my goatee kind of predictions. Haven't seen it yet.
You have to
Well,
check
we'll
in with
see.
me at the end of the year.
Yeah, in like
We
3
got
months.
time.
In
I
three
mean,
months, we'll
ideally,
see what's
we'll
going
be at
on.
the Game Awards, you know.
That's
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, Jake,
Yeah.
are you gonna start coming out to these in-person events? You
LA.
kind of have to
The
now.
ones I can, yeah.
Yeah.
Remember, I'm
You
on
know.
call with my job, so
Oh, yeah.
I'm in charge of the on-call roster. So
Just quit.
no, but basically, if it's blue skies, I can probably go. But
Yeah.
if there's a potential storm, I can't.
We'll cut that out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
right.
Anyway,
Thanks.
that was us talking Goaty, talking about what we've been playing in the height of summer, as it's it's still hot and we're still inside despite everything. But I think we can move on to our Q&A to close
Yes.
us out.
What do people want to know
You
about
know,
our
as we've been going at it
newest
for 3
member?
hours now.
What the fuck?
It's always
Has
such
it
a
really been 3 hours?
Has
it's
it?
been,
Oh my god!
it's been a few hours. We
Oh.
love talking to each other. I fucking
We do.
enjoy it.
Wow.
Thank you guys for. Wow, there's straight up. I'm sorry, we're looking at the questions.
Oh yeah. So how do we want to approach these fellers?
Well, let's go from the top. Let's go for the ones that are actually worthwhile. So,
Okay.
let's see.
Oh.
Banana Hardsoft, friend of the show,
End of
developer,
the show.
developer Parkside.
Our homie.
Next question.
Oh,
Producer
we're not answering
Hugh,
that.
do you?
Let's
Next
see.
question.
Uh,
Okay, from Ants. From Ants. Which skill would you 99 first in OSRS?
That's so crazy that
That I don't know how we do.
OSRS.
without, because I didn't. I mean, this is not like this is live, and I literally downloaded.
It is live.
So a little background. Shut up,
Old
Sam.
Scape RuneScape.
I downloaded old school RuneScape today for the first time since probably like 2010.
On your computer, or are you playing it on like your
on my
phone?
computer?
Right?
I
Isn't
heard
it
about
possible to
It's
get it on?
crazy. It's on your phone.
That's
Yeah.
what made me.
Maybe
I was
that's
like,
what I'll
we were
get
hanging
into.
out with Ants. He was playing RuneScape on
Oh,
his
he
phone.
was.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ants. Good times.
Yeah, you're addicted,
Shout-
man. Get some
shout out
help.
to ants. But I would like when Ivy and I will sometimes watch stuff at night. Like if we're watching something that I've seen, like we're rewatching One Piece again, but through One Piece, and sometimes like if it's an arc I've seen enough times,
You're gonna
that I
have to
just,
explain what One Piece is
balloons.
to me last time. I thought you were just mispronouncing One Piece, but we'll do that
Oh.
later. We'll do that later.
We can do that
Yeah,
next
yeah,
time
yeah.
we're offline. Yeah, because One Piece is definitely the way to watch One Piece. Anyways, yeah,
99. What skill are you raising in
okay,
OSRS?
Yeah.
right.
Is it fishing?
Probably. I really love Slayer. The Slayer skill is really fun. I
Slayer.
really like farming.
Slayer.
Farming's my favorite.
Yeah, guilty
skill
gear.
too.
Yeah. Oh, I was thinking more
I'm stuck
Halo.
between Slayer.
Yeah.
And, I love Halo.
God, I wish Halo was still. We should play that actually.
Actually,
Yeah.
Master Chief Collection, I think co-op's pretty easy
we
to
should just go
get
pub
going.
stomping in
I have.
Halo.
I have the. Oh, I mean, I just replayed through all of
No,
them.
not
I think
even
I
I'm
told you
talking about
last time.
multiplayer.
Yeah, I'd be down to.
I mean, I love that. I love that Halo 3 campaign. I recently saw a
2 is
meme.
my favorite.
Yeah.
3 is okay. 2 is my favorite campaign.
2 is your favorite,
Close.
really?
I think 2 is a masterpiece. I think 2 is like an absolute masterpiece of a game. But
I haven't played that. I haven't replayed that one enough. So.
I really like farming, genuinely. In RuneScape,
So
and
Farming.
farming.
Slayer.
And is that a way to generate income? Are you just like, I'm selling my
No,
potatoes
it's nice 'cause
at
you
the
just have to
market?
do it a couple times a day, and like it's not something you have to sit there on your phone. But for mobile,
It's not boring as fuck.
it's not boring as fuck. Yeah,
I guess
and
that's the main. Yeah,
rewarding.
'cause the thing is, like a lot of things in RuneScape, it seems like it's
Oh,
just
it's incredibly boring.
so repetitive.
Yeah, that's what the mobile, from what I've heard,
It's
like
just
kind of
grinding out the
mitigates
same
that.
shit.
So then that's what I was gonna say. Like when I'm watching the show with Ivy,
Waiting and
I used to play like balloons if she's watching some of her shit that I don't really care
Yeah.
about, but I'm in bed, or just watching something, and so it's like I would play balloons, but now it's
Balloons,
just-
classic
I kind of
Jake
burnt
game.
out on balloons. Oh yeah, love me some balloons in
Guy
bed on
loves
my iPad,
monkeys.
dude. It's awesome. It's fucking lovely. But I kind of burnt out with it, so now I'm onto. I would like to have like RuneScape or something, because
Okay.
if Belatra was better on mobile, I'd be.
I didn't even. It's even on
not.
mobile? I didn't think so. I mean, it's on Steam.
It's
Deck.
actually kind of hard to like. Go.
I use the
Yeah,
Xbox
farming.
Cloud
Oh,
Gaming
shit,
app to
I
play
love it.
Belatra.
Oh wow, yeah.
Hey, banana hearts off.
Be hard.
Let's go.
Yeah.
That's right. Farming is the right answer. I did.
He knows.
That's awesome.
A gentleman and a scholar, famously. Excellent. Well, let's see if there are any other questions to ask.
Kim, have you tried next question?
Mm-hmm.
Have you tried next
No.
question?
Have I tried? Yeah, I can't answer that one.
From
but
the one buns. Are you a Celsius stan or do you realize memes can't be energy drinks? Do you like Celsius?
I mean, I really like energy drinks. I like the flavor of Red Bull. So I
Really?
yeah. I'm one of those where me and Ivy both love Red Bull.
I can't stand
And
it.
we like the cranberry one a lot too.
I haven't tried that one.
It's really good.
Least favorite Metal Gear game.
This is gonna be a controversial take.
I want to hear it from all three of us actually, because I am curious about this.
Oh, okay.
5.
Five is your least favorite.
agree,
I don't think that's surprising.
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of people loved it. It wasn't Metal Gear to me.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was a big fan of the series, and I feel like
I
they
think-
cut out a lot of the actual story element that I wanted to see. So
I am a big fan of the gameplay in 5, but I think the essence of what makes Metal Gear is lost.
was stripped out. Yeah.
Yeah, in translation.
I have no
That's-
desire to replay 5. I've replayed 2 very many times, 3 very many times,
Mhm.
4 twice. Peace
I've-
Walker.
yeah.
Can't imagine replaying. Actually, it's so
The
fucking
last
long.
the last time I replayed 5 on my computer, I just downloaded a trainer menu, so I'm kind of just like messing around with the systems through that, and I'm enjoying it quite a bit, imposing limits on myself or exposing other things within the engine. But I don't know if it's my least favorite because I do quite enjoy it, you know. But again, I actually might agree with you there because it is the least Metal Gear. The Metal Gear. If I had played through the Twin Snakes, perhaps I'd say that, but I can't pretend to be like, oh, I'm an expert on all of this. So yeah, I'll say, yeah, I'll say 5. I'm with you guys there.
Yeah. I'd say
It's
4
it's also
blocks, but I don't really feel like it counts.
unfinished, and I just feel like
Right.
the development cycle and process of 5 was just kind of mired in.
Yeah. Is shacking.
Yeah, so it kind of the game suffered because of internal politics, which is super unfortunate, but also strangely appropriate for Metal Gear. I think thematically.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's what Kojima was thinking as he was escorted out of the building. He's like, oh, this is so Metal Gear.
I am Big Boss.
Yeah.
I'm so Big Boss coded.
His
right now.
Spartacus moment.
Yeah.
All right.
Next up,
Let's see.
we got
When will you address the
Great Googly
nerds'
Goo. Wait, you
gummy
said
cluster
after.
addiction allegations?
Oh man.
What are these allegations? Tell me about them.
Oh.
Bring up the allegations, will you?
I will make myself sick. I have a big sweet tooth, and I will make myself sick on Nerds Gummy Clusters. I am so happy. I'm so thankful and grateful I live in the time period of Nerds Gummy Clusters. Because
Very funny.
think about Nerds Ropes, right? Like they were
Mhm.
always enticing. They were good. A Nerds Rope is good.
They are
in my
good.
opinion. They're good.
I always thought the little gummy center was too thin. That little rope is too thin.
really?
It's also just there's not enough. They were really expensive for
The
what
gummy
you
was
got.
my least favorite part of the rope.
I remember them.
Why don't you
being,
just eat a box of nerds then?
$50
You
for-
fucking don't like the rope.
I know, yeah. I mean, I don't want a lot, so that's what I liked about the gummy clusters. Is it's not as gummy as the rope for some reason, and it's just the right amount because they're.
I feel like it's
baked in
easier to
nerds.
chew than the rope, right? The
Yes.
rope you kind of.
I kind of
Yeah,
I like
you don't
the
have to
kind
rip it
of
off. It's not
I
like
like
a
the
tough
leatheriness,
jerky.
yeah.
So I like the
But also the
gummy
nerdiness.
clusters because the gummy clusters are just caked
Yeah.
with the nerds, right? And I
Uh,
don't know. I can't tell
there you
you
go.
if I like the light blue bag or the pink bag more, but
Mhm.
I think it would
Is there a
lean
difference?
light blue. There is. I've had them both. I get I get
Like
I get
different
the
colors,
big ass ones.
Different
that say
colored
play.
sugar.
Yeah, different colored sugar, and sometimes color in your brain.
Yeah.
Like blue raspberry. It's not a real flavor, but I know what blue raspberry tastes like.
It's true.
I
It's
know
all
what blue tastes like,
psychosomatic.
right?
Mm.
So yeah, it's gonna be. I hope that it doesn't address the allegations, but
They're true.
they're true.
He's addicted.
I am addicted to
Well,
those fucking.
You heard it
things.
here.
All
You heard it
right.
here, folks. And that's all the
our
questions from our
guest. Our
community.
guest next week, Jesse asked, "What next question?
Mhm.
Next, oh my god,
You guys are all
From
filthy.
Ants.
Oh my
You're all
God.
filthy.
What's your
Would you
favorite?
ever eat-
What's your favorite joke in On the Juggernaut, bitch? What's
fans of
What's your favorite part of Deadpool and Wolverine? Have you seen that?
no.
Okay, what's your favorite part of Deadpool? His body.
Are you a big Deadpool fan, Jake? I feel like
I
that's
mean,
one of those.
okay,
That's one of
I
those
don't
comic
like-
characters that can very easily just go a little too far for me and stop being funny or charming.
Depends on the writer.
I'd,
Depends on if
Yeah.
they
I'd
get
say
it.
he's the only.
Do you
one
like
who is
Ryan
funny to me.
Reynolds as Deadpool?
It can be funny, yeah.
Okay, I do like Ryan Reynolds, but I would say Deadpool is the only one. I don't like Marvel characters. I don't like the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
It is MCU.
What about
The whole point
them
of this
as
movie was
as
to put
comics?
Marvel,
Do you like?
they
Do you
put-
enjoy the
Deadpool in
properties?
MCU.
I like the properties. I like the
Okay,
comics.
I was like,
I'm
I
not-
fucking love the
Sure.
X-Men, but I'm not huge
Me too.
Hugh Jackman Wolverine. Right?
I
could give
I
a
like
shit.
X-Men when it
I
comes
just-
to like Marvel vs. Capcom. I like their designs in that and the way they like scream and stuff. I really like the
Yeah.
way Spider-Man sounds in Marvel vs. Capcom.
Yeah.
I like when he says
Web
Phantom
throw.
Spider. Yeah.
I just don't. What I don't like is, I honestly, dude, I just don't like live action shit. If I want to watch a movie, I personally
Animated.
like dramas and like for real people acting.
Oh
I
right.
like
You can't really get
dramas,
into it
I
if they're
like
wearing like
comedies.
bright yellow suits and they're like crying.
You don't like
It's-
the
It's hard for
in
me.
front of a green
I
screen
don't
for
care-
90%
I
of the
don't
movie.
care how good the CGI is. I don't
Yeah.
fucking care. I would much rather
Okay.
watch an animation.
Yeah.
But
I agree.
in that token, right? If you don't like CG, what about sci-fi or fantasy with practical sets? Is that still something that
I mean,
turns you
you're talking
off?
about like Lord of the Rings, yeah.
The original Lord of the Rings
Or
is
just-
amazing.
Yeah.
Lord of the
Practical
Rings,
effects in that
or
was
even
great.
just like older sci-fi, like Paul
When Bilbo
Verhoeven,
gets the
like
lunge
like
for
like
the Vikings with the
RoboCop
evil
or like
eye.
old Total Recall.
Yeah, I loved the original like
Like
RoboCop
Alien
and-
or
Yeah,
Terminator,
when he
yeah.
shoots the guy's penis off.
Yeah.
Pretty
That's
good.
funny.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'd actually like older
When-
sci-fi more because it was just more grounded. You
More
got people
grounded,
Yeah.
more
doing
fucked up.
backflips off fucking buildings and
The
like,
Thing? That's
it's
sci-fi,
like,
right?
come on.
The Thing is
Sci-fi
sci-fi, and it's a
Sci-fi horror?
fucking stone cold classic. Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy
John
getting
Carpenter.
pulled apart, screaming.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
that was,
The
I was
original
very
Lego-
happy when you guys were over and we watched that, and you got
Yeah,
to see,
Joanna had
got to
never
see
seen it.
Joanna's reaction in real time. That
She
was
screamed.
that was a pleasant,
It was
like
awesome.
That's funny.
real experience watching that movie with someone.
Yeah, OG Blade Runner.
Yeah, so like
right?
okay, so it is just the bloated CGI factor of
dude,
filmmaking
it's-
today that is.
it's really the quippiness. Like everyone's got
Yes,
Mm.
everything's
funny,
very
quippy.
glib.
Oh my
Mhm.
god, it just is so.
Whedon-esque,
You know what?
as you
I
say.
enjoyed
Yeah.
the first Iron Man, like when it was first starting. I enjoyed
Mhm.
Edward Norton's Hulk. I
Mhm.
enjoyed.
He just wanted more money.
I'm an Edward Norton simp,
Hulk
so
stan.
I just like Edward Norton. I think he's an incredible actor.
He's
But
a great actor.
yeah, they're just too. They're too over the top. The formula by the third Iron Man and all of in between was just so played out for me that I
No, I'm
I
with
dug
you.
it at first because it was like, oh yeah, Robert Downey Jr. He's quippy, he's funny, and
But not
this is
everyone in the
cool.
world.
But now what?
Not every
Everyone-
character,
fucking
yeah.
Hulk, now Thor.
It's
I mean,
like-
like Jesus Christ, Thor in the Norse mythology, and even in the
Yeah.
comics, isn't like some quippy character.
Well, I think
And I get in some versions
brain
he
dead
is,
now.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, Marvel. So I get, but to his question, Deadpool. I actually do enjoy the Deadpool movies.
And it makes sense for him to act that way.
Yeah.
That's his
That's
character.
character, and Ryan Reynolds does a good job at it.
Interesting.
And follow-up question: if one of us was dead in your pool, who would you want it to be? I think one of the server members, I believe.
Well, let me look at these questions.
Yeah, who do you hate the most based on the questions?
Howard's fighting.
Yeah, who's
pretty hard,
going to
but-
jail? Who's going to jail? Judge
Um,
Jake, it's you.
Howard is doing his best to win that spot, but I do appreciate these questions. I guess
Yeah,
I can
man.
answer that.
Answer
on
that
live
follow-up
stream.
about your trip to
live,
China,
but-
Korea. Your
Yeah.
hypothetical trip there. Is that a yes or a no? Just give me a
Not
yes or
being
no.
a fan of the
Yeah.
culture. I'll subliminally answer it for him. It would be probably a K, but we'll see. I don't know. Haven't been. I gotta go. Gotta go before I can give you that.
SK.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Understood. So Howard is dead in your pool.
Okay,
AKA
well,
Jesse, our guest.
Our next guest, and we're gonna have an
Excellent.
opportunity to really, ask more questions and
Yes,
get to know each
and-
other.
Oh, good. I can't wait.
Question,
Mhm.
Mr. Kimo, that is a Azuma Gadayo reference. Okay.
That's for you, Nick, because it flew over my head.
Yeah, I
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Well,
Understood.
I guess.
Thanks for the questions, guys.
Yeah, thanks for the
Solid.
questions.
Yeah.
Really.
They've
That's-
learned so much about you.
You can DM me if you really want
Yeah.
to answer on any
Mhm.
of those. If you actually,
Yeah,
care
well,
enough.
we'll answer
I
the-
Provide
appreciate
proof of
it.
age.
In
Provide
in the
ID.
Discord. Yeah.
I'm kidding. You
exactly.
don't fucking DM me.
Don't ever talk to me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
forget
even
about me
know
being
you.
in that Discord. Actually, yeah.
Enough on the current YouTube climate.
Oh,
I don't
man.
need to be a part of that. If this
Don't
ever-
worry, man. Don't worry. That's not us. All right. Well, viewers and listeners, that brings us to the end of today's episode. Another long one, another long conversational episode of Video Ditch
Yeah.
with the three fellas. Get used to it because this
Listen
is
to
going
while
to
you
be
clean your
the
house.
the new classic formula is going to be more of this. If you liked what you heard, if you enjoyed watching us, discuss what we've been up to for these past few weeks, consider. I'm not going to ask you to do the usual YouTube rigmarole. Just jump in the Discord if you really want to engage
true.
with anything. That's
Go
like
straight to
the
the source.
easiest way
Cut out the
to
middleman.
interact with us. Yeah. But I do enjoy actually, when people comment on these videos, it brings a smile to my face. So keep doing that if you really want to hop in
That's
on
true. He
discussion.
screenshots each one and he
Yeah,
says,
exactly.
look
And
at that.
I hang it up on the wall
Making a
behind.
difference in the world.
Yeah. What do you think is going to
Like
be game of the
Youssef.
year? Who knows? But until next time, truly, thanks
us
for
know.
listening. If you made it this far, thanks for listening. I've been Sam. We got Nick and Jake, as always. Yeah. Until next time, we've been Video Ditch. Thank you for listening. Keep on gaming in the free world.
Thanks, guys.
Sayonara.